Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful afternoon wherever you are. And I hope you're all ready for this watch along. Back again. And as you can see, I managed to pick up some waifs and strays along the way. Starting with Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Yeah, back again.
Yeah, glad to
how
have you
about you,
back.
man?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Glad to see you could put RedTube down for a couple of hours and join us on the watch along.
No. The thing with RedTube is, the subscription plan sucks. So yeah, I think I might have to go on a rant mode. Just get the people there to sort things out. Get the shits right.
Yeah. Definitely. I can't say I've probably looked at the subscription plan on RedTube, but you've obviously researched it quite extensively. And probably the sensible one of the bunch, Sam, how are you? From Sam Greenwood TV.
Oh wow, that's a big compliment. Yeah, it's good. Good to see you all. Glad to be here. Sam Greenwood TV. Check out my stuff on my YouTube channel, Sam Greenwood TV. That'd be greatly appreciated. Go and subscribe when you can. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I completely echo what Sam says. If you're not subscribed to him, what are you waiting for?
Yes, what are you waiting for?
And last but not least, Simpy. How are you, Simpy?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. I just went for a little bike ride in that little break we had after the quiz.
Okay, yeah, that's really good. And if you're not subscribed to Simpy, please go and subscribe to Simpy and go and check out the quiz we did. If you're not checked that out, obviously do it after the watch along, of course. But yeah, Simpy, I'm going to come to you now, and you're going to take us through the lineups.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, everyone in the chat. So yeah, the lineup today. Then we've got Bayern Munich versus Düsseldorf. So I'm just going to run you through Bayern Munich's lineup. So in goal, we've obviously got Manuel Neuer. Then the back line, we've got Alphonso Davies, David Alaba, Hernandez and Pavard. Then we've got in front of them Goretzka and Kimmich. Then in front of them, we've got Serge Gnabry, Thomas Muller, Kingsley Coman, and then up front, the goal machine, Lewandowski. Now, Düsseldorf, do any of you know any players from Düsseldorf?
Probably not.
I've not got a clue.
You can probably skip that lineup if... actually, do you know what? Read it out just in case Düsseldorf fans...
Okay, this is going to be hard to pronounce. So goalkeeper, we've got Kastenmeier. Backline of Gisselman, Hoffman, Jorgensen and Zimmerman. Then in front we've got Bodzek. Then in front of them we've got Morales, Stogba and Tommy and Skrebsky. And then up front the striker we've got Karaman.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's so anyone can come in on this question. What do you guys, how do you think this game will go? Personally, I think probably Bayern Munich will probably win at least 3 or 4-0 on this game. I can't see Düsseldorf causing an upset.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, I think, who was it? I can't remember who said, I think it was Grant. Yeah, I'm going to go with Grant 4-0. And the reason being is, Düsseldorf are in the relegation zone on 27 points, the 16th in the table. Scored 31, conceded 53, and only got 27 points. Bayern Munich, obviously, top of the league, 64 points. Scored 81 and only conceded 28 goals. So, yeah, Bayern 4-0 I'm going for. Big up, Grant.
Yeah, big up everybody in the chat. Do smash a like and subscribe if you are new. And Kevin, what are you predicting for this game?
I'm going for a 4-1. I think Bayern has been proving that keeping a clean sheet is kind of tough with them, I've seen them, they pretty much having a clean sheet is a tough ask after the lockdown. So I'm going for a comfortable Bayern win, but that's the way it is, with the football being back. So I'm hoping, because I just noticed in the chat that Jackie informed that Lewandowski never scored against Düsseldorf. So that's an interesting set, and I'm really, if that's the case, I would be wanting Lewandowski to at least break the duck right now, with Düsseldorf, because he's been prolific throughout the season. So yeah, I'm going for a 4-1. Sam?
I was just looking at the stats going back. Bayern Munich have done well away against Fortuna Düsseldorf in their last meetings. Struggled a bit at home against Fortuna Düsseldorf. Their last home game was in 2018, and they drew 3-3. But I don't think any of that matters right now. The current form is Bayern Munich have won their 3 games since the restart. Düsseldorf, they've drawn 2 and lost 1. They're not playing really, really great at the moment. I don't think Düsseldorf are a good enough team really to give Bayern Munich much of a challenge this game. So I'm thinking probably 3 or 4-0. I'm going to go 3-0 to Bayern Munich.
And yeah, definitely. Listen. So Kevin's predicting that Bayern Munich are not going to keep a clean sheet, and we all know that Kevin's the expert on clean sheets with all that red tube watching. He's probably the expert on keeping clean sheets.
And if I say it really matters.
So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be I think it's going to be it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting watch.
So who do we think is going to be scoring the first goal in this game then?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
Who do we think will be scoring the first goal in this game then? So obviously we're thinking it'll be a Bayern Munich player. Who do we think is going to score the first goal?
I'm going for Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski will score.
Yeah, you can say he's a very, very, I would say, typical choice for most, I think. I think you wouldn't win a lot of money if you bet on him scoring first. And the last game, it was Kimmich, wasn't it, against Dortmund? He ended up being the only goal scorer. You know what? I'm thinking maybe a Gnabry. Gnabry might score the first goal in this one. That'd be good. Be interesting to see. But I'd like to see Gnabry score. Lewandowski is probably going to score at some time during the game because he's been scoring a lot of goals this season. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. What about you, Simpy? Sorry. What about you?
Sorry. Well, I'm going to go something a bit different. He's on fire with the assists this season, but I think he's going to get a goal today. I'm going to go with Thomas Muller to score the first goal.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, I echo what Simpy says, because it depends on the midfield pulling the strings right now. And Thomas Muller, I believe, will get the first goal to get things running on. But but there's also a noticeable influence if Kingsley Coman or Serge Gnabry can also get in the act. But for the first goal, I think it gotta be Thomas Muller.
Yeah, definitely. And let us know what you think it will be in the chat, and we'll read some of them out. Listen, all the guys can see the chats, so any one of us will read them out for you.
It looks like there's been some predictions in the chat already.
Yeah. Fire away, Sam, if you've got them there, and feel free to jump in and read any of the chats out.
Okay, thanks. So I see Miss Molina. She said Bayern will smash them 4-0. That's a good shout. Jackie L, who's already mentioned, has interest to see Lewandowski never scores against Düsseldorf, so we'll see about that. Tyrone McIntyre says Bayern will win 3-0. Steve Wismark says 3-0 to Bayern. That's the same result I've been going for. Steve Wismuck also reckons Gnabry will score first, so he's basically mirroring what I've been saying. Tyrone McIntyre going with Kevin, saying that Muller will score first. And Jackie L says he wants Pavard to score.
Ooh,
So yeah,
that's a
so
good
some good predictions there. Big up everyone in the chat for taking part.
Yeah,
Simpy.
absolutely.
You were about to say something, Simpy?
Yeah, I was going to say Omar's in the lobby, the StreamYard lobby.
Oh, all
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna let me go here.
We've just kicked off as well, everyone.
Yeah. What time are you on?
So now, guys, as you've seen him on my channel before, and let's bring in Omar. You guys have seen him before on the first ever chatting to my subscribers. So yeah, Omar, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Have we got your camera on?
Back again.
Back again.
Omar, you're in the darkness, mate. Your camera on, buddy?
Yeah, is your camera on?
Yeah, so we got a great panel. So yeah, how are you doing? What do you think? What score prediction are you going for, Omar? And what do you think? Who do you think will score the first goal?
I think it's an easy Bayern win. I'm going 4-0 Bayern.
4-0 Bayern. Yeah, that's a good shout. Who do you think will score first?
We've lost him.
Have we lost him?
Oh, man.
And they're in attack straight away, and we nearly had a goal straight away in the second minute from Bayern in attack. Lewandowski nearly got on the end of a cross. Good attack there down the left side. What time are you on, Simpy? What match time you got?
I've not loaded my stream yet, but the actual match time is 2 minutes 12 seconds.
Okay, I'm on
2:01.
Wow.
Okay, again.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good game, I think.
Let's see if this
Simpy, could you just pull up what are the odds? The betting odds.
Do you know what? I was actually just about to read that out. That's so weird. So Bayern Munich, if you put £10 on Bayern Munich, you get 80p.
Oh,
If you put £10 on Düsseldorf, you get £210.
right, yeah.
So massive difference there.
Yeah.
So if you want to lose £10 or you're a crazy person, bet on Düsseldorf. and if Düsseldorf win, then give me £10. Cheers.
I knew there'd be a disclaimer in there.
You get your £10, but you only get ATP. You only get ATP, don't you, with it? So it's not much of a win, is it?
Yeah, it's not even worth it.
Currently 8 people watching live, so do smash the like, everybody, and you know the drill. Share the content around. Share the subscribe. Share the subscribe. Hit the subscribe.
Daniel.
Yes.
If some Daniel Omar mentioned if he can get the link in the chat, so would you be able to do that? And someone just to remove it immediately after he enters.
So what? Put the has anybody? So
we can post it, can't we?
Yeah.
What, the chat of the YouTube chat?
Yeah, I think that's what he's meaning to say here, because he mentioned that he doesn't know what's happening.
The only thing I'm reluctant to do is post that link in the chat, and then we're going to end up with loads of people.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about, Danny.
Can we not send it to him on Insta?
All right, I'll try to send him on Insta again. Guys, give me a break, yeah?
Yeah, no worries. It's just, I just...
Just give me a sec. I'll be back in a while. I just need to sort things out.
Okay.
So Düsseldorf did actually, a couple of minutes ago, have an attack and a shot on goal that Neuer very comfortably saved. But it is Bayern Munich who's really dominating at the moment. I got good old Uwe Rösler. I didn't know he was the manager for Düsseldorf. Uwe Rösler.
I just sent it to his Instagram right now, so I'll see it right now.
Okay. Cool.
What's that, sorry, Kevin? What did you say?
I've just sent the link to his Instagram right now, so we'll see whether he can make it.
So Uwe Rösler,
That's
the
a
manager
nice
for
card you got there.
Düsseldorf.
Simply let me know if he appears in the lobby because I'm currently looking at the chats at the moment.
Okay. Sure.
Can anyone tell me which Premier League clubs Uwe Rösler has been manager for? I think I can remember at least one.
Who?
Uwe Rösler. Uwe Rösler, bald-headed, short guy.
Palace.
You can see him in the. He's the FC Düsseldorf manager now.
Yeah, Uwe Rösler, right?
Uwe Rösler. He was Man City manager for a while, way back when they were crap.
Oh,
You mean when they... yeah, Omar's in the backstage, guys.
I'm checking in. I know he played for Man City as well. Uwe Rösler.
Was it the time, Sam? Was it that time that they were in the Main Street?
I think so. It's when they was in the Championship. I think that's all.
Fuck.
It was in
yeah,
the.
man.
He was in the Premier League as well, Rösler, as a player with Manchester City. I'm just seeing who's managed. I know he's managed someone in the Premier League. I'm just going to go check it out
Guys, Stimpy, Daniel, and Sam.
Yes, yeah.
Daniel. Omar just came in and mentioned ask Daniel to add him in. So Daniel, please.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get Omar back in. Give me 1 second.
Wait, is that the message you're reading now in the private chat? Because
He's sending to me in Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
You just got it over.
Nitesh is just eating dinner and then he's ready.
All right, now I can see Omar. Come on, G.
Omar's back again.
Omar's back in the building.
Back again.
You can't keep a good man down. And he's back again.
That's true. Oh,
So, yeah,
there we
we'll,
go. Bayern Munich is just dominating.
Cruz.
They're just dominating. FC Düsseldorf are just really struggling.
They're barely having a foothold on the game, you know, Düsseldorf right now.
But Uwe Rösler, yeah, in the as a manager, he has managed. I just got it here. Yeah, he's managed. Yeah, because I've seen him here in Norway. He's managed a few teams in Norway as well. But in England, he's had Brentford, Wigan, Leeds. Yeah, Wigan. It was Wigan. Yeah, I remember. I think it was Wigan he had in the Premier League.
When did he take over Düsseldorf?
He took over Düsseldorf this year. I'm just checking the date.
I was going to say that's probably why they're getting relegated.
Yeah, he took over on the 29th of. He took over on the 29th of January.
Guys, I just heard the other news. You remember Nitesh was talking about some guy called Jesus Corona?
Oh, yeah.
That link to Chelsea is really getting stronger and stronger by the day, you know?
Imagine
the irony. The irony, yeah, with the jersey number 19. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh.
Sam.
Yeah.
Coming back to you and Daniel, Simpy, and Omar, I want you guys also to answer this as well. I remember Sam came up a few days ago mentioning about a player joining Arsenal, you know, by the name of George Lewis, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys reckon about that? absolute ridiculous signing for me. What are you guys thinking about?
I think it's a marketing exercise because obviously Arsenal's linked to Rwanda, and I think it's just a PR. You know, I think it's just. I think they want to target the African market, so they want to get more people supporting Arsenal, and I think that's basically why they've done it. To be quite honest with you, similar, hence why they're keeping Özil, because he obviously got good, for PR. So it's.
Yeah, we always have a token. We also have a token Asian player, always normally, don't we, in our squad as well?
Yeah.
Someone who
Remember
keeps Asia interested.
Who was the other one? We had Park Ju-young, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had Asano now, most recently. Asano. Before them, we had Japanese Inamoto, didn't we? Junichi Inamoto. He actually played a couple of games, didn't he, in the Premier League?
He played for Fulham, right?
Yeah, he went to Fulham after us, didn't he?
Never of them are any good. The only one who you could possibly say was good is, we brought Martinelli in, and obviously he's been a bit of a revelation. A young player who nobody expected. Certainly when Martinelli came in, I didn't even expect, the way, it's one thing tearing it up in your own league in Brazil, but it's another thing coming over to the Premier League and sort of doing it in a higher intense league, and especially in the cups, the intensity is better.
Surprisingly, he was our first signing, right?
He's our first signing for the
Martinelli, right?
Yeah.
Huh? George Lewis is our first signing now for this summer.
Yeah.
George Lewis is our first signing now for this summer, but other than for marketing reasons, it just makes no sense. I mean, we went through this last night on Nitish's on his stream on the Arsenal FC fans page. Simpy, he was in on that, wasn't he?
Yeah, last night we discussed it.
Yeah. So we were talking about the signing and everything. I went through the details, and I mean, it just from a footballing perspective, it makes no sense whatsoever because the guy is no good. I mean, yes, he used to be a talent when he was very young, but he's never really taken that step up, and he's nowhere near the level of what Premier League players should be. I mean, like I said, he was at quite a good Norwegian team, and they loaned him out to a lower level team, like fifth level team, like fourth division level in Norway, and he scored a few goals and had a few assists, but he's been nowhere near what he should be. He's not been lighting up that league whatsoever, which he should be if he's a big talent. And like I was saying, that one thing is being a big Brazilian talent, lighting up the Brazilian leagues or whatever. That shows you could be half decent, but this guy, George Lewis, hasn't even been lighting up anything in the lower leagues of Norway, which shows you, how can we even be looking at him? But somehow they managed to see him, and he's been on trial for a few weeks in March at the Colony, and apparently he managed to impress them enough to get a contract. He's going out of contract now. I think it was in April, because in Norway the seasons. They're different in Norway. We play from March to November in Norway. We play throughout the summer. We don't play in the winter. So contracts normally end like March, April, and he's been out. He was going out of contract now. Tromsø weren't really. I'm not sure if they were interested in signing a new contract with him. Anyway, he signed with Arsenal. And that was confirmed yesterday through his agent in Norway. It was in all the Norwegian news outlets online. That is actually confirmed, even though the club has not yet confirmed it. It is confirmed through his agent and also through his previous club, that he has been transferred to Arsenal. Yeah, but it just makes no sense other than a marketing perspective. Other than for marketing.
Yeah, Simpy, keep in track on the game while I get Omar's thought on the signing as well. Omar, what do you think? Omar? Big O.
Can you hear anything?
Very well.
I can't hear him. Omar.
I think he's muted. Has he muted himself?
Is he muted?
No, he's not muted now. Say something now, Omar.
Omar, can you say something, man? Oh, there's a goal. No. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck, no.
Benjamin
Wait a
Pavard.
minute.
Pavard scored. Ah,
Oh,
Whoa!
wow.
someone predicted him.
I've also
Yeah,
got
I
a
was
question.
just seeing in the chat as well.
I've also got a
1-0.
question, guys. I've just seen a question in the chat from Steve. He's asking, what do we all think of Chips Keswick retiring? Or
Good riddance.
I
That's
knew
what we
someone
say,
would
innit?
come up with that.
Good riddance. That's what we say to him. He was a horrible guy, wasn't he?
What was he
Didn't care
doing
for
in the last
fans
7
or-
years, mate? Yeah, what were you doing for the last 7 years?
Just
Fuck off.
taking a wage and from the board, and that's it. Just did nothing.
Big up,
Pavard, well done.
Jackie, yeah? Jackie,
John
you got the
100.
right prediction.
so John 131 said, "Imagine being a Dortmund fan." I'm guessing that's a little bit earlier what we're discussing.
Yeah, real quick. It's Tyrone. It's an own goal. So Pavard took the shot, and then the defender kneed it in, and it went in the net. So it's a bit of a weird goal, but yeah, it's not Pavard. Sorry, it was. I think it was given to Pavard at the start, and then
Yeah, it's now been given as an own goal. It's now been given as an own goal.
Yeah, like Melina says, everyone hit that like button, and everyone
Smash some
subscribe.
likes.
Yeah, come on, everyone, smash the like, smash subscribe. I'm not sure what happened to Omar. I think he is he there or is he?
He's on mute. He's got a mute
Omar.
logo next to his name.
Omar's on mute right now.
He's not moving. So
Stagnant. What happened, Omar? Come on, talk to us, buddy.
Do you know what it is as well? If you're doing this on an iPhone, if you're trying to join a broadcast on an iPhone, it doesn't work well with Safari.
We lost.
It doesn't work well with Safari.
It's it doesn't work very well.
Well, what do you guys?
I've done
coming
it.
to this.
So I set up this stream on my phone on Google because I wanted to see if it let me upload the thumbnail rather than doing it on the computer because I've got all the thumbnails in different folders, so I know which one's which. Because it wouldn't let me do it off the computer properly without. So yeah, I set up the stream off my phone. It worked fine through Google. But yeah, if you're trying to come into a stream on Safari and join a stream, it's the connection's not very good. It's
No. Düsseldorf are just nowhere near this, are they? I mean,
why's Manuel Neuer playing midfielder again? What the hell? Did you see that?
well, he's a sweeping goalkeeper. That is
Sweeping
that's the
keeper,
thing they
right,
play him. Yeah, they do play him as a sweeper.
Oh, Omar's backstage. The problem was I was using two apps, so it kept quitting the audio. Okay. He's backstage, Daniel.
yeah, no worries. Listen, I'm gonna add him in, and then I'm gonna hand over to Kevin to lead the stream.
Yep.
Just while I go and feed the dog and put him out to the toilet.
Yeah, George Lewis has changed his Instagram picture now to him in an Arsenal shirt.
Can you hear me?
Good, because
Can you hear
that'll
me?
be the. Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you. We can hear you, Omar.
Yeah, Omar, loud and clear.
Omar's back again.
Back again.
I was having a nightmare. Oh dear. What's the score? Is it 1-0?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah, it's 1-0.
It's an own goal.
Yeah.
Oh, my thoughts on Chips. Well, he can go have his chips somewhere else. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, good riddance to him.
I got him right
horrible.
here.
It was horrible.
Crisps.
Currently 8 people watching live, so do smash the like, do smash the subscribe. Listen, guys, for anybody in the chat, I'm going to hand over to Kevin, who's going to be leading the stream just for 5 to 10 minutes while I go and feed the dog and let him out to the toilet. I can still hear you guys because I've still got my headphones on, so I can hear the chat, but I won't be able to say anything. So, Kevin, over to you. You're leading the stream for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure thing. Sam, coming to you again. I was wondering, because we had a lot of conflicts with the VAR when the season progressed. So how in this lockdown phase and the game's resumption right now in the next few weeks or so, there's pretty much going to be a lot of drama with the VAR once again. So do you think it's going to influence the players' performance as well with very massive decisions and stuff, or will the referees just be lighthearted in certain circumstances, just like allowing goals, allowing plays, and the rules wouldn't be that strict? What are your thoughts on that, man?
To be honest with you, I don't see how VAR is going to really have any effect on. I mean, I don't see how this restarting again after everything has any effect or anything to do with VAR. I mean, we had VAR before this. I think the players know how it works. I don't think it's going to affect anything really. We're just going to have it as normal. What we do need to see with VAR though is we do need to see the referees using it properly. They have to make sure they're making the decisions and not the people, in that booth, wherever it is, where they're letting them do all the decisions. It's supposed to be the referee making the decision, and he's supposed to go and check on that monitor as well. When anything's in doubt, he's supposed to go and look at the monitor and make his own decision, and that's what's not been happening at all. They've just been leaving it completely up to the people in that box, wherever it is, to make the decision for them, and that's where it's been going wrong, hasn't it?
Yeah, I agree, because the decision has to be made on the pitch as well, right? So you require an instant response, and I just find it baffling that most often the referees just remain on the pitch, just hang on in a speaker or something, just listening to other people's opinion. These people are the ones that's manning the game up, and they are the ones that should be taking a first look, and they should be the one that's making the call instead of someone that's going around.
They should be using the monitor. It's actually stipulated in the regulations that they should be using the monitors, but they haven't. But I think from what I've been reading that there was a lot of pushback on that. There were people getting very angry with that. So I'm hoping now that when we resume that they will start doing that, because I was reading that they have been told that they have to start using the monitors and everything. So let's see.
Yeah. How about you, Omar?
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of VAR, to be honest. I think it should be scrapped. It's made the game worse.
Yeah, it ruins the game. Yeah, it pretty much ruins every game, I suppose. And it even cost Unai Emery's job, although I didn't even much rate at him. But yeah. So, Simpy, coming straight up to you, man.
I was going to say, similar to Sam said about checking the screen. You see it in Italy and France, when there's a decision like they're not too sure, they run to the screen. I'd rather them take maybe a little bit extra time just to get the decision right, rather than getting it wrong. So obviously we had that. It was this season, right? The Crystal Palace with Gary Cahill.
The Socrates goal, yeah.
Yeah, that, and the whole Chambers was pushed not the other way, but because of that they scrapped it. And then if he checked the screen or whatever, perhaps he could have reviewed it. He could have got more points. So yeah. VAR's okay, but you just got to do it quick, and it's got to be consistent as well. It's not consistent throughout different referees.
Yeah.
It's a mixed reaction, right?
I mean, I don't mind VAR. Because I think it's important to get the decisions right, because there's so many times we're complaining that the decision's not right, and this eliminates most of that, which I think is good. But the problem is the way it's implemented. It takes a bit too long time sometimes, and the referee should be the one making the final decision based on what he's checking on the monitor. He shouldn't be waiting, from what someone else is saying.
Yeah, people need to use this properly. I think it's not being used to the level it should be used.
Yeah, it's not being used right. Not in the Premier League anyway. Well, Munich.
That cross.
Oh, cross wasn't good enough. How old is Thomas Muller? Because he just seems like he's been around for ages.
31.
Yeah, I was.
Well, no,
He's only
30. I think it's 31 or 33. I've got a feeling it's 31, but I'll check now really quick.
He's 32 actually.
Oh, 32. All right.
He's 32.
In the middle.
32. I mean, it seems to me he's been around for so
no,
long.
he's
I was thinking
30.
he's like,
He's
is
30.
he only 30?
Yeah.
Wow.
30.
Yeah. He's 30. His birthday's in September. So I'm 31 in September.
He's been around ages, man, for ages.
I know. It just feels like I've seen him for like 20 years. Oh, good cross from Muller. Oh, good clearance.
But yeah, he does feel like he's been around for ages.
He's a good
Yeah,
player.
4 or 5
He's a
years
good
left as
player.
well.
He's
He's
a
just
real
signed a new
tricky
deal,
player.
hasn't he?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's signed. Yeah.
yeah, I think he has. Yeah, he's a real tricky player. He is really good.
The game is pretty much going in battling midfield, right? I don't think so. Bayern is using their pace very much, to be honest with you. It's much more of like penetration with creativity. I don't think so. They're using much of their wings right now. What do you think, Simpy?
Sorry, what did you say? I was just checking the comments.
No,
Sorry.
yeah. The thing is, Bayern is pretty much not playing with pace. Do you notice that they are pretty much trying to dominate the midfield and just like play? They're just trying to use possession based and just go in, penetrate through the midfield. So, is that a tactical point of view, or is it?
Well, if you look at the midfield, they've got quality everywhere on the pitch, but on the midfield they've got brilliant quality, like Goretzka and playing Kimmich as well. Have you seen that picture of Goretzka like a year ago, and his arms are like tiny, and then you see the picture of him last week, and he's bulked up loads, but he can score goals and he can defend well. It's pretty much everything we need. And they've every position they've got. Midfield, their midfield is fantastic, dominates teams, and that's what, like you said, basically wins them games.
I like Kimmich. Kimmich is really good.
He was a right back, right, Kimmich? He was a right back, and then he improved. I think he was just pushed up further forward to the midfield, to the defensive midfield, and now he's central midfield. So it's kind of odd, because I remember I saw Kimmich as a right back, just like
Yeah, as he used to. Yeah, I think he can play. He can play both roles now. Obviously, yeah, he can play both right back and in central midfield. But yeah, I mean, what a player! Wow, I'd really love him at Arsenal.
all right,
again.
Daniel's back.
Daniel, I heard the Pepsi Max sound.
Back again. I haven't opened it yet. But
Look, I knew.
It's damn sharp.
yeah, I'm saving my JD for when Arsenal come back. Arsenal. Hey, listen, I'm going to need it because first game's against Man City. So
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to probably need it for that game. Bloody hell, I'm going to be drinking as well.
Daniel, just so you know, Nitesh is backstage
oh yeah,
Oh,
shit.
Nitesh.
in the stream. lobby.
What a finish! What a finish, but it didn't go in. Good save, Thomas Muller, and a lovely finish from across.
Oh,
And it didn't go in. Nice save from the goalkeeper.
no way,
We
Pavard.
got a goal from-
Pavard again. No way. Oh no,
Got a
he's
goal from a corner.
Pavard.
Currently 8 people watching live. Do smash the like and
Oh,
subscribe,
it's not
everybody.
not going.
Yep.
Header.
Pavard scored now from
What was
a
that
header in the
goal
corner.
doing, man?
And now, guys, I'm gonna bring in our favourite guy from Mumbai, Nitesh, and he should be coming in any second now.
There he is.
Muller equal to Ozil. I was writing that in the private chat. I was writing
Omar?
that in the private chat.
Omar,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
Nitesh, Omar. So take note of Nitesh. He's one of the ones that crack up really, really funny jokes and take a very deep dig at Mesut Ozil. So we'll get along pretty much well.
Yeah. You, I, and
So it's
Sushi
2-0.
Scarf have a thing
Yeah.
in common.
Yeah, I saw him on FTV a month or so ago.
Yeah.
I saw you on AFTV, I think.
Yeah, that was a
Was it 2
one-time
months
thing.
ago? Something
Yeah.
like that.
The NHS
Open
drive.
2
Bundesliga.
months ago.
And yeah, I saw the game. It was like Bayern getting a free goal in the first one. I mean, that defender couldn't just kick it out, and he just helped Pavard get an assist. And Pavard got the second goal as well. Simpy?
Yeah,
on a
Pavard
header.
headed, yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's
Simpy is
2-0,
having fun.
folks. 2-0.
Simpy, is he in your
Is it
Bundesliga
2-0
fantasy?
now, is it?
Yeah, it's 2-0, Daniel. It's 2-0.
Sorry, I've only just managed to properly put my stream on, so I've missed a hell of a lot of the game. Right, let's have a look at the chats. What have we got going on in the chats? Have you guys been reading the chats out? Yeah, have you guys?
Yeah, we got. Where are we? Yeah, they were saying about. Wait, where was the question? Yeah, there was a
Currently
question.
11 people watching, so big up 11 people watching.
Has someone
Yeah,
said
well.
that please let me in? I want to join the chat.
Simpy, control. Deep breath, man.
Too funny.
That's hilarious. Currently 12 people watching live, so thank you everybody for tuning in to this watch along.
And so, how was the quiz? Who won the quiz today?
Kevin.
Kevin, yeah.
That's a shocker. We remembered Kevin yesterday in our stream. I remembered you, and I told you that if you ever feel like you can't sleep, just watch Arsenal playing under Emery.
Oh yeah. You know something, Nitesh? I watched because they put in memory today. Arsenal 1 year ago today we lost in the Baku final. I just watched the match and then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the players were also sleeping in that match as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was reporting some league, and a fan came up to me. I think it was a Chelsea fan, and he was like, "You guys are gonna smash it in Baku and like beat us real bad." I was like, "Dude, we are Arsenal." So like, I know people are building it up. We are in good form and we are the favorites, and that's when we lose. And guess what happened? Guess what happened 2 days later in Baku?
He got slapped.
Düsseldorf had a good chance there. They missed
Yeah,
it.
no, they did. I just shit, and I forgot to post this on Facebook. Hold on 1 second. Let me go and post this on my Facebook page.
Simply, we also had this bad record against Birmingham as well. If you remember in the Carling Cup final, we were also the favorites for that game, and we went there. And you remember the Koscielny and Szczesny disaster, and yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to that on the that that lockdown podcast that Arsenal posted, where they had the interview with and they were both saying as well, and I think they were like saying I called for it, he called for it, and then in the end, yeah.
And I think there was something we had one season, the season that Wigan won it. I think we were looking good that season as well. I don't remember exactly, but I think there was one more season, probably where Wigan won it. That is what I
Wigan
remember.
beat City that time.
Not in the final, but I'm saying I think in the build-up to the tournament, I think we were doing well, and like we were looking good. I think in the FA Cup, but then we lost to some side. I don't remember whether it was the Wigan season or not. But one of those seasons we were looking good, and then we got eliminated, and it was all over. Because I think Arsenal fans focus these days more on the FA Cup than the league.
Yeah.
FA Cup's named after us, remember?
Yeah.
Emirates FA Cup.
Yeah.
Not just that. I had that joke that the A in FA stands for Arsenal, and the F can stand for whatever you want to name it. depending on the good days and the bad days, you can say whatever you want about the F, but the A in FA Cup obviously stands for Arsenal because we are the most. We have the won it the most times.
Oh man, Arsenal. This gives me a heart attack talking about them every time,
Yeah, but I think with respect to the Bundesliga, I think it's done. Right, done. Bayern Munich
Yeah,
winning it now.
after
Yeah, I think
today.
it's done.
Daniel is too focused on the game.
Yeah, he's very much focused.
Oh, we lost Omar.
Is Omar in the backstage or something?
Why are you in the back?
Sorry, guys, I'm just reading. I'm looking through all the chats here.
It's pretty much what we discussed, Daniel. So we are just getting a few questions in and just try to chat with them.
Yeah. I'm obviously way behind because obviously I had to go and do some stuff. But
Big up the dog, though.
And Kimmich got an assist, I think, for the Pavard goal.
Yeah, corner.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's a corner.
I think he's having a pretty good week, I would say. Last week with the goal and this week he's doing an assist. So yeah, he's one of the players to watch, in my honest.
Yeah, I think he's one of the 70-80 million kind of defenders as well.
Yeah. Because Kimmich, he can play both. He can play both defensive midfield really well and right back really well. So he's.
But he's pushed more further forward right now, yeah.
No, he's defensive midfield. He's in central midfield, but he plays a more deeper role normally.
He's like the deep playing playmaker, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but do you guys think Pavard is good or he's kind of overrated?
Who?
Pavard.
Kimmich.
Pavard.
He's good, isn't he? He's highly rated, isn't he? He's got high value on transfer marks, hasn't he? So he's quite highly rated. He does well.
Yeah, because he had
that
that
right hand side looks really. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say because he had that World Cup goal, and then people were like, "Oh, they've just signed him because of the World Cup goal," and then he's actually coming to Bayern Munich. I think he was at Stuttgart? He was at before he joined Bayern Munich, and he was doing really well.
Who are we on about? Who are you on
Thomas
about?
Pavard.
Benjamin.
Benjamin Pavard, not Thomas Pavard.
Thomas Partey, I reckon. You keep on sticking up with Thomas Partey, I guess.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Is John in the chat a Bayern Munich fan? Because I think that's the Bayern song, Mia San Mia.
Yeah,
Bayern
I
Munich
thought.
song.
Oh, Gnabry. Oh, Gnabry had a lovely shot, cut inside, lovely shot, but just too high.
Like Melina said, smash them likes up.
Yeah, come on, everyone.
Yeah,
You've heard Melina. She's spoken. Yeah, I'm at the correct point in the chats now, so I'm actually anyone that comes in.
We need 30 likes by the end of this stream. So come on, guys, smash them likes up.
I'm going to say I'm going to run now.
I tell you what, listen, the quiz done really well for likes. I had 29 likes on the quiz the other night. Only 21 on the Q&A that me and Kevin did. But yeah, really good. Really good. Good traffic on this channel, and do subscribe if you are new as well. And everybody in the chat, please share it to your social medias. Share the this video to your social media platforms, and yeah, I'd really appreciate that. That'd be great.
Right, we're on 21 likes.
Come on, another 9 more. Come on, guys.
Apologies for that. My Wi-Fi cut off. I've just moved to my room. I think Omar's in the back in the StreamYard lobby again, Daniel.
Hold on one sec.
Tyrone Coleman crossing his paw. True Tyrone. He's one of the weak links, I think, in the team.
Yeah, he's not one of the best players on the Munich side.
Yeah, I think this John's a Bayern Munich fan because he just said, of course. So he just,
John 131. Bayern München.
He's here.
And here is Omar. He's back again.
Yeah,
Back
come
again.
on, Omar.
He is in and out worse than Kevin on a bad night. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, guys, you.
I was gonna say he's in and out more than Arsenal vlogs.
Oh.
At least he's online and on the show. Yeah, Kevin. Now I think Kevin, you just realized the one blip or glitch that you just saw there. Yeah. So learn to ignore people who need to be ignored.
Yep, that's what we do, baby. And Nitesh, coming back at you, you're the only one, the Arsenal fan that I noticed, you just come up with some statement that really cracks a laughter about how disappointing Arsenal is, because trust me, if every Arsenal fans were to go on a rant mode, probably, I don't know how many murders would be occurred. But whenever you come in, you just bring out the laughter about Arsenal, and that's a unique thing about yourself, especially with Simpy. Oh, man. He's probably on the balloons, I guess, with Laka, I guess.
Yeah, because I was like patient with them from 2006 to 2010. I thought that something was happening, something really was happening, and then I realized in 2010 that Wenger was shitting us. And since 2010, I had enough time to get enough content ready, and that's what keeps coming out.
So can I ask you? I want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested. So obviously everybody has a moment where they go, that's it, it's Wenger's time to go. What was your moment, guys? What was your moment where you said, enough's enough, we need change?
For me, for me, I'll say, one, we were losing our players and we weren't signing anyone. Plus, Wenger was also trying to give us the idea that the club has no money, which was not true. Okay, and apart from that, he had said that probably in a decade we'll be back on our feet. But when I saw what was happening in 2010, I could see that they were playing the same football for the last 4 to 5 years, but the quality of the football was just not the same. And the players that we were signing in defense, I had never really trusted Wenger with respect to the defenders that he was signing. So then I saw that it was going from bad to worse, and he was getting in free transfers, and Jose Mourinho was embarrassing him year after year, and simply celebrating. So another goal has gone in.
Lewandowski scored 3-0. There you go.
Jackie's broke the curse that you mentioned in the chat earlier. He's broken the curse.
Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah. Wow, the Düsseldorf manager looks so upset.
And the best thing now is in Mumbai, lockdown 5 has started until the end of June. So I'm at home 1 more month.
Same here, Nitesh. Wake up, 28 June. I'll be out from 28 June onwards, but I'm still able to go out.
No, I was just going to say, as if I've gone anywhere in the last 3 years, really, because I've been working on these on the website and stuff. But so the lockdown is extended till the end of June now.
All right, coming back to Daniel's question, guys, whose turn is it right now? Sam, coming to you then.
Yeah, let's go with Sam.
To be honest, I don't really have a date, but it was quite early for me because I could see that there was just no change in the way he was playing. We were playing the same again. What really annoyed me with Wenger was tactically, he was basically, he didn't really care about tactics. He had the Arsenal way he wanted us to play, and we would play the same against any team. And it was just so obvious after a certain amount of seasons that we were found out. The teams realised how to play us, by pressure, high pressure, physical, counter-attacking, getting in behind us. Teams found us out after, let's say, about 2000. It wasn't long after we moved to the Emirates, I would say, when it was just so obvious that there was no plan B. You know, there was just play the same way, and we got beat by all the top teams, all the teams that knew how to play us, made us really struggle, and it was just I could never see Wenger change it. It's like, why, Wenger, you're a manager, you're making all this money, you're supposed to be a genius. Why aren't you changing anything? Why don't you do anything different? And then the same with all the players, the same, selling our best players, our best players, we could keep them. And for me, that's just like, this is just not, this guy's just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He it was like time had passed him by. There's a new generation of managers coming through, and it was just, he just wasn't good enough.
I'll just add one more thing. The first trigger, the actual first pin, was when Henry left Arsenal, because that is when I realized that even Henry does not trust Wenger anymore, and he knows that his time at Arsenal is done. But that wasn't really like the moment when I decided it. But then when I saw Fabregas playing, I thought that we can still build a team around him or something like that. But beyond 2010, as I said, I gave him 4 years, and then I realized that nothing is going to happen now. And with respect to Arsenal, I was so aggressive on Facebook and other places that the first person who actually gave me a writing job had blocked me in 2011. He unblocked me, and he gave me a writing job at that point of time. And then I started writing content for Arsenal for his website, and that is how I got into the content thing. And I had embarrassed him with respect to Wenger, because he was a diehard Wenger fan, like many of them were at that point of time, and I used to get a lot of hate for being an anti-Wenger guy. But then it became a whole trend. It became a whole trend. The WOB, people started making websites related to Wenger out. I don't know if you guys know, there is a website which used to do only anti-Wenger stuff. I think it was called the Wenger Out Brigade, WOB, something like that.
Oh, WOB,
Yeah, WOB. So these guys were only doing stuff related to how to get Wenger out of the club, and they actually made a lot of money out of it as well. But I was like, what will happen to these guys once Wenger leaves? Their entire website is dead.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I was very early with my not thinking Wenger was going in the right direction. I was very early with my criticism. I said, listen, Wenger's got to start changing things around, or else this is just, we're not going to go the right way. We're not going to win anything. And I remember, I actually remember a very prominent blogger with B, not V, blogger, who was very early with his blog. And he wrote so many good things. Unfortunately, he's dead now. His name is Miles Palmer, and he wrote the Arsenal News Review. I don't know if any of you guys ever read that, but yeah, his name was Miles Palmer, and he wrote the Arsenal News Review. And he was so good, really, really good with the way he analysed the games and what was going on at the club. And he said very early, he realised, well, Wenger can't really do tactics. The players aren't really motivated. And he said, as long as Wenger's manager, they're never going to win the Premier League again. And he was right. He was right. I mean, this was 2004, 2005. He was writing this.
And Simpy, I want to ask you, because you've not really had a say at the moment. So, when was it for you?
Well, one of the main points I think he should have gone was that FA Cup final against Hull, because the thing is, you can't hate them. Well, some people can hate the man, but it's the whole thing. He, pretty much similar points to what Sam and Nitesh said. I think it was the whole consistency of, he was getting top 4, but the football wasn't that good, and it was always just striving for top 4, and we never tried to push on to win the title. And then slowly towards the end, everything started to go downhill. We weren't even getting top 4. You could see all our main competitors at the time were changing managers, changing players, changing playing style. And like Sam said, he was just always fixated on playing the same style, using the same type of players, and the lineups were always a bit funny as well. But yeah, it was time for him to go, but it shouldn't have been that long. And he's kind of, the way he held on for so long has kind of made him now, obviously he had like the Wenger Out Brigade and the Arsenal Knows Best, the AKBs, always fighting against each other. And I think if he went probably at that FA Cup final against Hull, like back in, when was it, 2014, 15-ish? If he went then, he could have gone out, even though we still had that drought, but he could have gone out like a hero, and people would have remembered him for that. But instead of staying to that,
So for me,
half time now. For people, just to let people know it's half time. 3-0 half time by me.
yeah. It's half time, guys. So do smash the like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you come across the channel for the very first time.
Placards.
And
Can I add one
also,
thing before we go on?
Yeah,
that,
Daniel, go on, Daniel.
One point I just
also-
wanted to add, Daniel. Yeah, I'm very happy that this guy had blocked me. Then he unblocked me. I started working with him because for the next 5 years I taunted him because he was still supporting Wenger, and I till 2016-17 I was like, see, this is the Wenger that you wanted. Anyways, Daniel, thank you.
yeah. So I would just want to add for me.
Yeah.
It was a multitude of things with Wenger. So firstly, there was a slight red flag for me is when he broke up the Invincible side too quickly after we won the the Invincibles. Listen, you noticed the couple of the season and the second season after that that team was broken up very quickly. And the second thing is that Wenger's reluctance to deal with these super agents probably cost us getting a big signings. And the absolute final straw was when we let Van Persie go to Man United. That was the absolute final straw, because it wasn't just that, right? He said that when Van Persie went to United, he said after that, oh, we're never going to let any of our best players go to another rival team. And yet he let Sanchez go to United. He sold Oxlade-Chamberlain to Liverpool. And I'm just like, you absolute hypocrite. You said none of our players is going to go to our rivals, but yet you still persisted to do that. And also, I sort of blame, I sort of contribute a lot of that to Gazidis as well, because he said when we moved to the Emirates, oh yeah, we're going to compete with Bayern Munich. Yeah, we've probably got better toilets than them, but that's about as far as it goes, So for me, Wenger's reluctance to change. He was so set in his ways. He was like an old man with a TV remote. Do you know what I mean? He just wanted full control. Do you know what I mean? He just wanted full control over it, and it was time for a change, time for fresh ideas.
Go.
Yeah, and if you saw that day the quiz when I said that Vieira wasn't really signed by Wenger, neither was the defensive line that he had before he came to the club. So
Vieira was signed by Wenger.
Who? Patrick Vieira.
Patrick Vieira was signed by Wenger. He was picked by. Yes, he was. He was picked by Wenger. Yeah, he wasn't at the club yet. That's true. He hadn't officially started yet for Arsenal, but he was picked by Wenger. Wenger told Arsenal to buy him. He was requested by Wenger.
But he was in the World Cup winning team, and Arsenal had already an eye on him as well. So that was like, I can't say exactly whether it was Wenger's call or not, but he wasn't at the club at that point, as I said. And there was one more player, I think it was Overmars or someone else, who was also signed before Wenger actually came in. But what the main thing is, the defensive line was already there, and he hasn't really been able to build a world-class defense in any season after the Invincibles defensive line has gone away. So that was
that's my point. That's my point with Wenger. That's one of the criticisms was defensively he was terrible. He never trained. He never did any defensive training. That's what all the players said. He never did any defensive tactics. It was all down to the players who were good at defense being good at their job. And when he came to Arsenal, he had the great back five. From the George Graham era, they helped him to that first double, because he what he basically did was took that good defense and then created a good attack to go with it that really went well. And then later on with the next team, the double winning team in 2001, 2002, it was basically most of those guys were just a couple of new players added in. But you remember Wenger, the defenders we got were basically, he bought some terrible defenders. Basically, the defenders he bought in were really bad.
All throughout the years.
Grimandi, Sigan, Guard,
Squillaci.
Yeah, that was later. And you remember Ashley was lucky with Ashley He was lucky with Ashley Cole that he came through the youth ranks and did really well. He was lucky there that he was at the club. And yeah, basically, as like I've said with Sol Campbell, that was all down to Sol Campbell. It was Sol Campbell who engineered and initiated the move to Arsenal. He basically said, "Listen, I want to come to Arsenal. That's where I want to play." And you know, for him to be free, not want to sign with Tottenham, and basically say, "Come and get me," Wenger had to do that, or else he would have been absolutely insane not to do that. So he did that. And and that's basically the only really good defender he got that actually he didn't really get. It was Sol Campbell who said, "I want to come to Arsenal." So yeah, defensively Wenger has been really, really bad.
Just let you guys know, I'm not sure whether this is correct, but according to what I'm looking at, there's 32 likes on this video at the moment.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Let's hit it to 50.
And there's one dislike. So I just want to give a shout out to the dislike because that also helps to get the channel noticed as well. So
still creates traffic. So well done.
But Daniel, I have a question for you. Can I please come on to your channel?
But guys, let's look at the defenders. I mean, seriously, look at the defenders. Let's remember the defenders Wenger bought. Okay, he actually bought, right? Okay, so we'll give Sol Campbell. I won't really give Sol Campbell to Wenger. I won't do that because Sol Campbell who said he wanted to come to Arsenal, and he didn't want to continue with Tottenham. So I'm not giving him. But let's apart from Sol Campbell, let's look at everyone else. So it was Oleg Lusny, wasn't it? Quite early from Ukraine. He bought that Stepanov's guy. He bought Sigan. He bought Grimandi. They were all shit. There was that Remy Gard, wasn't it? Who could also play in midfield. He was shit. Then we had Nelson Vivas. Remember him from Argentina?
Yeah, Vivas. Yeah.
Not very good. Trying to think of others, you know.
Hoyt. You remember Hoyt?
He came through the ranks. He
recently did a show with AFTV, I guess.
Yeah, he came through the ranks. He wasn't very good. Hoyt, Gavin Hoyt, his younger brother, came through a little bit as well. So look at all these defenders. They were shit. Then later on, the likes of Squillaci, Gallus, who was past his best. I'm trying to think about the defenders.
Daniel Omar is in the backstage.
Yeah, I'll just add him in. Simply, what are people saying in the chat?
We got a... Sorry, one sec, it's frozen. Where are we? We've got Liam Damon and Chadwick have just joined. We've got Zidane as well.
Big up Zidane.
Big up Zidane and Chadwick. Gee.
Daniel, Chadwick's asking you a question.
Yeah. What's he asking?
Do you miss Cole Jenkinson?
No, I don't.
I don't think anyone misses him. I mean, if it was just someone, also saying, I call him the Grant Me a Wish Foundation player. I mean, that kid who just it was like he was granted a prize or something. Here you go, you can play for Arsenal for 10 years. You're never going to be any good. You're never going to play, but here you go, you know.
and I would like to thank Liam Damon for Sol Campbell.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Liam, for Sol Campbell. Yep.
And Mark.
Yeah, that was interesting. Can we remember any other defenders he bought? Then going forwards, okay, Koscielny, you can say he was half decent, even though he ended on a bad note, didn't he? But Koscielny was half decent. Mertesacker was half decent. I'm trying to think of anyone else. I mean, he bought loads of shit, like all the names I mentioned before.
See how bad Arsenal's defensive training was clearly shows by the fact that you could see the difference in level between Senderos at Arsenal and Senderos in Switzerland.
Yeah, Senderos is another one. We bought him as a young talent. He was okay, but he wasn't really world class, was he? He was never world class.
Not world class. Not world class.
Was never world class.
But you could see a major level in difference. What I'm trying to say is, Senderos at Arsenal was scared. I don't know what he was scared of, but he looked like a lost kid who's scared when his parents leave him.
Yeah.
And
Drogba. Remember him and Drogba? He pissed himself when he played Drogba.
but when you used to play for Switzerland, he had a lot of flair and fire in him, which was never ever seen at Arsenal for some reason.
How about Gal Clichy and Bakary Sagna? Both of them were robbed by us.
Yeah,
Sagna was a decent buy. I would say Sagna was a decent buy. Clichy was up and down. He wasn't really. He was always up and down, wasn't he? So but Sagna was a decent buy. So you can count. Gibbs came through the youth academy, so he didn't buy it. So Debussy was rubbish. We got him injured again, didn't we?
Go ahead.
You can count. I think you can count. I don't even think you can count on one hand. I think it's like 3 or 4 players that Wenger actually bought. That means who didn't come through the youth academy. The Wenger actually bought. They were any decent. I would say 3 or 4. That's it.
And when you remember one thing, Clichy was supposed to replace Ashley Cole. He was brought in as the first choice left back to replace Ashley Cole. So we all know how that story has ended. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Omar, what do you feel about Arsenal signing defensive signings?
Yeah, that's what we need. We need defenders and maybe a DM.
The ones under Wenger. The ones under Wenger after the Invincibles.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse and worse every year.
Yeah, it's true. They just got worse.
They got worse and worse.
Yeah.
Remember Touré? Even Touré started as a midfielder. Kolo Touré. He started as a midfielder. I remember he scored his first goal against Chelsea.
Liverpool.
No. That was against Chelsea. He scored his first goal against Chelsea. He was playing right midfield, and he was in midfield. And then all of a sudden, he was moved back into defence. He did quite well in defence, to be honest. He wasn't originally a defender. He was a midfielder.
Yeah, so there were a couple of defenders like Ashley Cole and Kolo Touré who were built.
Ashley Cole.
Yeah, I don't know exactly of that, but
big up to 14 people watching this live. So
well done, guys.
Big up to everybody in the chat watching live, and big up to you guys putting your chats in. What have we got, Simply?
I was just going to say, second half's about to start, but after that question from Chadwick asking about Cole Jenkinson, John 131 has asked the best Arsenal player of all time. Who is the best Arsenal player of all time?
Well,
David Rocastle.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is a shout. He was very, very, very good back in the day. Really good. Unfortunately, I never really saw him, but for my time during Arsenal, for me, I just can't really say anyone else than Thierry Henry, the guy who was just I never amazing.
Saw I've watched videos of David Rocastle, and that guy, some of the stuff that he could do was absolutely outstanding. If you're asking from maybe from my era, which was probably the Invincibles stuff, and that I think I'm gonna have to probably say either Tony Adams or Patrick Vieira, just for the simple fact being. A lot of people would say, like Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry, and listen, they have a shout. They do have a shout. But for me, if I'm picking a favorite all-time player, I'm picking them on their qualities as a leader as well, not just raw talent. And listen, Tony Adams was an absolute beast. I tell you what, he would absolutely. If he was in our defence now with all these clowns, I tell you what, they would be. He honestly, he would put counsellors in jobs. Do you know what I mean? Because he would have our current defenders shitting themselves right now. Absolutely, he would draw Mustafi to tears. And you know what? He would literally let me tell you what Tony Adams would do. So you remember when Bellerin come out and said that he couldn't stand Alexis Sanchez because of his winning mentality? I'll tell you what, Tony Adams would grab him by the scruff of his neck, pin him up against the wall, and give him what for. That's probably what he would do to Bellerin. Do you know what I mean? And say that comment.
And Bellerin might actually enjoy it, for all we know. But I think the best player at Arsenal is Stan Kroenke. He's been playing us for 15 years now.
Right, so the second half has just started, folks.
Yep, second half, guys. We're in the second half of the Bayern Munich and the Düsseldorf game.
Sam, an interesting one for you, mate.
Here we go.
Is it Debuchy or Lichtsteiner, Sam?
Which one of them are worse?
No, which
It's-
one would you
it's-
opt? This is asked by Melina.
Which one I'd rather go for?
Debuchy or Lichtsteiner?
Debussy for me
I'd
was
rather-
better than Lichtsteiner. Really, I think Lichtsteiner was just so
rather
slow,
have the-
just so bad. Debussy was better for
Lichtsteiner
me.
was
No, that
Lichtsteiner
is
was
all,
pure shit. I'd rather have Debussy.
but that is you're basing your opinion on a old, outcasted, totally destroyed with respect to his career, and at the end of it, Lichtsteiner with Debuchy. If you remember, Lichtsteiner is way better than Debuchy overall.
Yeah, but way back in time, yes, back,
Yeah.
way back when. But the Lichtsteiner we
Yeah.
got was shit. I mean, that's what we got.
Yeah,
That's what we got to
obviously.
judge him on. But Simpy, Miss Molina's asked you to sing the Özil song. Are you going to sing the Özil song?
Well, she said later on as well, if I want to do a song with Nitesh, so me and Nitesh can do the Ozil and Granit Xhaka song together.
You do a duet.
All right then, go on then, take it
Go
away,
on,
guys.
yeah, go on, lad.
There's a Granit Xhaka song. It plays longer than him.
Go on, guys, take it away. So Nitesh and Simpy.
I don't
Stage
even
is
know the
yours.
Ozil song. How will I know the Granit Xhaka song?
All right,
Simpy,
so
come on, go on.
Simpy can start off with the Özil song because he'll help you out. He knows the lyrics.
I use a scarf as well, just for
Okay, go
extra
on.
Extra
Go on.
torture.
extra flavour. Okay, I have to. It's weird because you have to change it to Arteta's man, so it makes it even weirder now. Okay, so do. We've got Ozil, Mesut Ozil.
Oh.
I just don't think you understand.
I
He's
don't.
Mikel Arteta's man. He's better than Kevin De Bruyne. We've got Mesut Ozil.
I loved your little do right at the beginning.
Yeah, bit of beatboxing at the beginning.
Like he
Yeah, that was
sang
good.
As if you were
Yeah.
kind of like, do I really have to do this? You know?
Yeah,
Fuck off.
I think Omar's leg.
He's
He's
gone
gone.
again.
He had
Oh,
enough.
Omar, not
He
again, mate.
hates Ozil that much. He's gone.
I think Omar leaves every time, depending on how many goals Bayern Munich is scoring. So we need to count that. He's left thrice already, so they are 3-0 up. Probably they'll score. Okay, they just scored- Okay, I just said it, and they scored another.
Louis Lewandowski.
Yeah. Did you guys bet some money on final?
Yeah, Kevin's got 10 grand on Bayern Munich.
But on just Bayern winning.
Yeah, to win.
Wow, it's a good goal. Always a good goal. He flicked it in with his heel behind his like.
Guys,
let it go between his
coming
legs.
back to Daniel's question, yeah. Coming back to the greatest player of all time at Arsenal, what's the greatest goal you guys have ever watched under Arsenal? You know, from all time.
Oh my god.
We'll have to do a video on that, complete new video, and argue. But probably I will say maybe that Dennis Bergkamp one against Newcastle that I've heard a lot about and so on, seen it also. But I've not
That's
seen
a
it
good
live.
goal.
Yeah. I mean,
Daniel, you?
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry, I was scrolling through.
What's the
chat.
greatest Arsenal goal of all time that you have witnessed?
Do you know, I don't know. There's been so many. I don't know. I've got to think about that one because there's been so many.
Yeah, well, Daniel thinks just says 4-0 to Bayern Munich, and they just walk in the park here, aren't they? It's just absolutely so easy for them. And Gnabry got an assist on that last goal. It was his. That was his ball in there that Lewandowski put in the net. So Gnabry, ex-Arsenal, got an assist.
Can't wait for the Premier League to start so that we don't need to watch the shit.
This game is very one-sided. It really is. I mean, FC Düsseldorf look like absolute shite.
The Bundesliga is one-sided.
As I say, everyone keeps Everyone's just saying how incredible the Bundesliga is. Like I'm saying, it's got three or four decent teams, and the rest is all shit. That's what it is.
Daniel
that is-
Omar's backstage.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Number 5.
Yeah, so he's
Right, number
come back
5.
for 4, and probably there'll be a
Who's
fifth one now.
backstage? Sorry, Omar.
Omar,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Finals?
goal,
Finals.
goal.
You know what?
Oh, another goal!
Another goal.
Another goal!
We
Another
said-
goal!
The amount of time that Omar's been backstage, I think he's getting makeup tips from Kevin.
Jesus Christ!
That was an easy goal. Just went through the defence there. It was easy.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen to Arsenal when they play Manchester City.
5-0. Jesus
Wow.
Christ. 5-0.
Omar, you noticed something, yeah? Every time you went offline, Bayern seemed to score a goal. You went 5 times offline and 5 goals has been scored.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably go offline again in this.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I should have bet
Omar,
more.
did you leave the stream because Simpy sung the Özil song?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I think probably you were on some stream during Bayern versus Chelsea and you left thrice.
Oh, man.
So
Kept a one-sided game.
But what's
Yeah,
the
Game has been
Xhaka
so
song?
boring.
What's the Jaka song? Do they have a song for Jaka?
They wasted
I
so
am,
much
I
time
am
on Xhaka.
slow. I am shit. I come from Switzerland. I am shit. I am slow. Someone kill me now. Something like that.
Mikel Arteta plays me week in, week out.
And he begs me to stay, and I give away stupid goals.
Yeah.
I tell you, Omar, you can have a very heated debate with Daniel, because I understand you and I we have the same share of thoughts about what we think about Mikel Arteta and him begging on Granit Xhaka to stay and plans for Mesut Ozil as well. But
Yeah.
and Daniel has a different thought on it,
Yeah. And one more thing I would like to add, even if I'm drunk and I'm sloshed, if I see Xhaka, I'll say shit. And there are no two ways about it. I have put enough faith in that man when not a lot of people actually had faith in him when he came to Arsenal. And then what happened is, like, as you guys know, and even Daniel might agree with me, that we had Francis Coquelin who was doing decently, decent as in better than Xhaka at least. But then when Xhaka started getting favored, Coquelin was out of the team and out of Arsenal.
Yeah.
yeah, tell you what, guys. So just letting you guys know, we're at 35 likes at the moment.
Well done. Well done.
everyone.
35 likes.
Come on, everyone. Drive those likes up.
Last
Get
time I
it to
checked,
50.
last time I checked, we're at 421 subscribers. So
Well done.
come on, everybody, please subscribe as well. Hit that subscribe button if
Yeah.
you are new.
Those
Yeah.
of you here who are not subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah,
And if you guys push Daniel's channel to 3,000 subscribers, I'll personally sponsor Xhaka's exit.
Oh wow, I love that.
I'll
Oh,
probably
please, guys, in the chat, share this on Facebook as well. Share this video, on Facebook. That'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah,
I'll start a
listen.
campaign for Daniel. Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
God.
But yeah, listen, if we get to a certain number of subscribers, and Nitesh will personally drive Xhaka to the airport.
Yeah.
Well, that better
I
happen.
mean, I'm not sure how he's going to do that from India, but I'm sure. I'm sure he'll make a special flight just to do that.
You sure you're not just going to
Chartered
send him
flight.
You sure, Nitish, you're sure you're just not going to send him a dodgy curry or something?
Omar, I'll
If-
send Granit Xhaka to
Yeah.
Kenya.
Well,
you
he'll
know,
do
if I
well
know-
in the
Sure, go ahead.
he'll do well in the Kenya League, so bring him over.
If suppose Arsenal someday is in a final, like maybe the Europa League or maybe the Champions League someday. And if Zaka's still around, I will actually send him a few food items, which I know will keep him in the toilet for a couple of days at least, and so that he doesn't play in that final.
Give him laxatives.
Bloody hell, yeah. Some nice, dodgy food. Keep him, like you said, keep him on the toilet for a few days.
But the
Do the Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Do the Aubameyang.
Yeah, he'll
mate.
go from Granite to Ronnie in about 5 seconds, won't he?
Yeah, and as I had said, even with respect to Mesut Ozil, when he did not get out of the car when they were being attacked, that's the smartest thing he has done in 5 years on the pitch, at least, from in comparison to what he has done for us.
I was thinking, if you give Granit Xhaka some really bad food, there'll be more movement in his bowels than he's ever moved on the pitch for Arsenal. That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying, Omar? There, I told you about these two guys. Nitish and Sam. Oh man, the way they slay players.
Yeah,
I
the
can see that.
the reason is we
They're
have
fun.
we have put up so much hopes in Zaka, and he has disappointed us more than he must have disappointed his wife.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
before
so harsh.
I'll stop before
Oh.
someone starts telling me that I'm offending him in a way that I shouldn't, and probably then I get trolled because then he's already getting a lot of hate, as we know. But then I'm not gonna back him because I've backed him for quite some time, and the only thing that I have seen him do is this. And that is
Remember when
with
he said,
respect
I'm
to-
scared?
No, I'm not scared, but then
Remember when he said we're scared? He said we're scared of Watford. Oh, God.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That summed up his career at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Which captain would do that, man?
What
Which
is
captain
it with
does
these
come in?
players? So we got Granit Xhaka saying he's scared of Watford. We got Bellerin saying he doesn't like Sanchez because of his winning mentality, and he tries to think of his fashion career when he's probably better off being an undertaker or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is going on with these players? You know?
I'm close. I'm close to renaming Bellerin Bellend. Can we call him Bellend?
Bell over
Yeah.
him.
Last night I
And-
watched the
Yeah.
I watched the Nigel Winterburn documentary. I asked myself, what has happened to this guy?
Yeah, Hector
You guys watched the-
Bellerin.
Did you guys watch the
So-
Winterburn
so-
documentary
so-
last night?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. It's one of those Legends documentaries that's been going on Arsenal, isn't it? Arsenal TV. That's great. I want to see that.
No.
I saw the Henri one. I saw the Burkett one. They were really good. I want to see the others as well, Keown and Winterburn. Really, I want to see those. Yeah, they look really good. I'm just saying, Tyrone McIntyre in the chat here. He's saying Xhaka 163 appearances for Arsenal, 11 goals and 17 assists. That is pretty shit, isn't it?
That
Pretty
sums
shit.
up his Arsenal career. Send him
And
back
then,
to wherever. Where did we get him from?
Got him from
Borussia Mangla, something.
We get him from Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, Mönchengladbach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got him from Germany.
Wait,
From Germany, the
wait,
Bundesliga. See the bloody Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And then
We
John
need-
131 in
we
the
need to
chat.
stop-
Yeah.
John 131 in the chat
Instead
saying
of,
monkey.
Instead of
What?
Lewandowski or instead of Hummels or Marco Reus, we ended up with Granit fucking Xhaka.
Yes, complete shite. And
Yeah.
John 131 in the chat says a monkey in a shoe could do better job. Could do better job than Granit. A monkey in a shoe. I must say I haven't really heard that one before, but I'm trying to visualize it in my head, and yeah, a monkey in a shoe is not really going to be great, is it?
Yeah, I remembered Aladdin.
Currently 10 people watching this live, so everyone do hit that like button and hit the subscribe if you are new.
Yeah, we
that'd
should
be
probably have a pun show where we keep hitting puns and taking digs at these useless players, and probably all of the people in the comments will also have a laugh, and we'll also keep enjoying. That's the most we'll ever enjoy Arsenal football.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Düsseldorf are in attack. They're in attack. Oh my God, are they going to do anything? No, they're not.
No.
Yeah, and with respect to Granit Xhaka, we can go on and on how bad he is, but then the thing is, he'll just throw off his armband, his shirt, and probably raise a finger to us. That's how
you know what
much he cares. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Like Arsenal are the nearly team. We're like an orgasm that just might happen, but doesn't quite happen. Do you know what I mean? You're sort of like, do you know what it is, right? The best way to sum up Arsenal is like, when you're reaching your climax and then your sort of mum knocks on the door and it just ruins it all. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically similar. That's pretty much the same as what Arsenal.
A cut-off point.
Yeah.
And I think the fastest or the quickest that Granit Xhaka ever performs is when he wants to rush to the toilet. I think that is his fastest performance.
Yeah. He's quicker then. He's much quicker then.
Yeah, that's the only time he'll be actually quicker.
Yeah.
But I don't know why some fans think that probably Mesut Ozil will get a contract extension at Arsenal, or probably a Mustafi will be getting an extension and being the first choice defender for permanently under Arteta or something like that, because he has improved in a few games. Yeah, I mean, when I read such comments, I think, what is happening to Arsenal fans?
Ozil is Arteta's mate, so he'll give him a new contract.
Yeah. Oh, Muller just hit it right over the bar.
I hope that Arteta stops favoring his former teammates and actually looks at things that how they are and how they're supposed to be looked at. I mean, if he says that I want to be at Arsenal and plan for the future, this is not the future. This is shit.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly why. That's why I have my doubts over him.
Yes, MP.
I don't think he's ruthless.
Chadwick saying, Daniel, next time you're at the Emirates, please rip down the Fabregas poster on the bridge.
Can I just? Do you know what? Can I just say this? Well, I want to answer this, and I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for saying this. I don't know why everybody's so hard on Fabregas, right?
Yeah.
Because like he went to he ended up at Chelsea, but he didn't go directly from Arsenal to Chelsea. He went to Barcelona, and let's not forget, right, guys, it's not his fault that he didn't come back to Arsenal. He wanted to come back to Arsenal. Yeah, Wenger didn't want him because Wenger's a clown.
He won the Premier League, so what more do fans want? He won 2 Premier League titles,
but that's
and a few other trophies.
But see, the thing is, right? The thing is, everyone's giving Fabregas a hard time, and I keep saying to people that you've got to remember that these players are footballers. They're not Arsenal fans. They're going to be thinking of their careers. You know, I think what Van Persie done was 10 times worse than what Fabregas done.
Oh yeah, by far.
But yeah, Fabregas gets a hard time, and I'm like, why?
No,
why does he get a hard time?
I had this post on my page. The reason the fans don't like him or are very angry with him is because he paid some portion of the transfer fee for Barca because they didn't have money for him at that point of time, and he paid some of the portion of his fees to Arsenal to go to Barca. He was crying like a baby that Barca come and save me from Arsenal. He was the captain of the team. He was made captain, and he was the best player at Arsenal at that point of time. A lot of teams wanted him, and if he would have probably stayed at Arsenal, Wenger could have built the team around him as he had done for so many years, like around maybe 2 to 3 years. And Wenger didn't want him to go. Wenger had certain plans, and probably if Fabregas would have stayed at that point of time, even Wenger would have still been at Arsenal. And actually, the team would have been better because Cazorla was there at that point of time. Fabregas would have been there. And not Cazorla wasn't there, sorry. When Cazorla would have been signed, or Ozil would have been signed, Sanchez would have been signed in the few years that came ahead of that. So there were a lot of things that could have been changed. If Fabregas would have played more with Van Persie as well, things would have been different. But he sponsored his own exit from Arsenal, and that is why the fans don't want to forgive him. And he had cried out to Barca, and it was all over the newspapers that please come and save me from Arsenal, which was very embarrassing because he was the Arsenal captain.
Yeah. Just want to say
I don't
for
think
anybody,
you can blame him, to be honest.
Just want to say for anybody
Shows
who's
a lack
joined.
of ambition.
Sorry, I just want to say for anybody who's joined new to the chat, we're watching Bayern Munich versus Düsseldorf, and please keep tuning in to the Blind Gooner because we've got lots of great content coming up. As you all know, the Premier League is returning soon, so we're going to be doing watch-alongs for the Arsenal games, and lots of great content coming up. So keep it locked here on the Blind Gooner. Also, go and check out these guys' pages, the Sam Greenwood TV, Simpy141 on Twitter and YouTube, and Natesh's page is Arsenal FC fans.
Yeah.
So please go and check out those guys' pages and channels as well. I would really appreciate that.
Steve Wismark is back again.
I was going to ask Kevin a question.
Yeah.
Kevin, when you did your, I think it was your chat with subscribers with Daniel.
Yeah.
You mentioned, was it some Arsenal players came to Malaysia?
Yeah.
And you met them, right? Which player was it?
Robert Pires.
It was someone else, wasn't it?
Robert Pires, and then I've only seen Robert Pires, Henry once. Robert Pires came a few times, and also who's the other guy?
Sigan.
Sigan, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. I swear, in your interview with Daniel, you were saying, some Arsenal legends like Sigan came to Malaysia.
It was kind of hard for me to say, Sigan, because I didn't really read him. And Sigan and Sindros, often I get confused because both of them look bloody alike, fucking bald-headed guys. So yeah, so that was the thing. But
I just laughed because I wanted to see you get on the trip with that.
So it was kind of hard, but when I met Robert Pires, but he was totally different from his playing days, the way he came, my goodness, I totally didn't even recognize it was Robert Pires because he was so much, he was like much more bloated and stuff. So yeah, with his, even more, I think his beard is probably more thicker than mine, and when he came over, and so we had a few questions, and I think one of the fans over there, I think one of the biggest representative of Arsenal fans in Malaysia, he came up and asked, I think this was during 2016. So he came up and asked, what should Arsenal be doing to compete again? And you know what Robert Pires mentioned,
Did he say playing the Champions League?
He said, because that time we were still bloody out of the bloody Champions League, so we were pretty much were hopeless and moving nowhere, no direction. So he mentioned the transfer strategy has to be improved, first and foremost. Give more youngsters a chance. And by that time, when he mentioned give more youngsters a chance, that's the time we were selling Oxlade-Chamberlain and players like all the youngsters we were keep on selling.
Lewandowski could have had a hat-trick there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Lewandowski could have. But just...
Let me see. I see Miss Molina's comments in the chat.
Yeah, what we got in the chat? We haven't read any chats out for a while.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Read through the chat, Simply. Read those comments.
All right. So, we got someone called Miss Molina, and she's asking, guys, can I come on? Guys, can I come on? Guys, wait, are you going live? Can I come on? Can I come on?
It's become a trend now. It's become a trend.
That is brilliant.
Where am I? We've missed quite. So where did I miss? We missed quite a chunk actually. So I'll start back up from the top.
Yeah, Tayyib Hussain asked me for my Instagram. It's Beyond the Posts 1.
Big up, Tayyib.
Yeah, big up everyone in the chat.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for your support. And we have nothing against bald people anymore.
Go on, Stimpy. What we got?
Get in, Simpy.
We got Zidane. Zidane's asking, would you guys sell Lacazette?
Yes. Next.
Yes.
I
Anytime.
would.
Habib,
You
yes,
know what?
yes, yes.
No,
Let,
no.
so
no.
let me say this for two. Let me if it meant selling him to get Partey, I would do it. If we sold Aubameyang, an absolute no. And if we just sold Lacazette, kept Aubameyang and didn't get Partey, no. So it sort of depends on which scenario, you know. Like, I mean, we need a replacement. I mean, we
I
got
wouldn't sell him.
Martinelli, but he's too young. We got Martinelli, but he's too young. I mean, if it meant like swapping him for, say, like Griezmann or somebody, then yeah, I'll do it all day long.
I will still not sell him
Griezmann,
because
yeah.
you guys need to remember Arsenal. You guys remember Wenger during the Wenger era when we were playing all youngsters, which Kevin was talking about. We couldn't even man up against teams like Burnley and these smaller teams. I don't remember whether it was exactly Burnley or not, but we were so physically weak that these teams used to dominate us in midfield, push us around in at the back in defense, and uh, even harass our defenders by having strong attackers. So Lacazette is one of our fittest players, and if you can say probably our heftiest and maybe our most physically fit players in terms of taking on players and having those battles and stuff. Aubameyang is never going to do that. He's not going to do a body-to-body tackle and push around players or something like that. We need one physically fit player to actually do that. Martinelli can't do that. He's still young. Saka can't do that. So if we let go of our most physical striker, we are left with Aubameyang, we are left with Martinelli, and we are left with Saka, and even Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe also doesn't do that. He holds on to the ball, but he can't do that. So if we are letting our most physically fit and most physically challenging striker leave, then we need to get first a striker who can replace him. And Icardi could have possibly done that, but Icardi is not coming to Arsenal anymore because he's signed with PSG. Now, which is the striker that we can get? Will a Griezmann do that? Possibly yes. But will he come to Arsenal? Possibly no. So we need some striker that can actually be a physical threat to the defense of the opposition before we actually say that Lacazette leave. We want Thomas Partey for you, but then we need one physically challenging striker. I would even take a Callum Wilson or a Danny Ings to get in there and actually harass the opposition defense, especially in these small games, if not in the big games.
The dirty player, you mean the dirty game player?
Yeah. Why is Diego
Yeah.
Costa so successful at Chelsea? Because he has skill
Yeah.
and he was never afraid of getting his hands dirty. And Lacazette isn't a Diego Costa, but at least he can be physically strong. Aubameyang, will
Omar,
he ever?
you got
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off, Nitesh. I think Omar has something to say as well.
Yeah, Omar.
Yeah, I'd sell him, to be honest. I think he has reached the level where he can't go any higher. I think we have seen the best of him. He's not scored enough goals. He doesn't want to be at the club. I'd get rid.
Do you guys believe that Lacazette doesn't want to be at the club?
Yeah, the way he has played this season, it looks like he doesn't want to be there. You know, he's mourning too much. No,
it's a bad season, I agree, but do you guys seriously feel that Lacazette doesn't want to be at the club?
It's like trying to play himself out. We can like see not we don't have a concrete evidence right now that he wants to get out, but we can see but what he's doing and what he's doing off the pitch as well. So it kind of resemblance that he wants off or something, because he keep playing this dirty tactics that he wants to leave, and he is like hesitating on because he's not even clear about the playing time. He's not even clear about playing and extending his contract. Nothing has been discussed, and even Arsenal are not even bothered about extending, because let's be honest here, Lacazette is going to be running into his last year of his contract come June, I believe, another last 2 years of his contract. And bearing in mind that Raul came out and said that any players should be in the last year of the contract either signs a contract extension or you are shipped out. Aubameyang, Lacazette for one, Mesut Ozil. There's a lot of players that they are running in the last 2 years of their contract, and none of them are getting their contract extended. So yeah, I think Lacazette maybe we'll keep him until the end of this season, but beyond that, I highly doubt it.
But I have a counter question for you, Kevin, before we obviously ask others. Don't you think that the club is actually more focused on probably the Aubameyang situation, and that is why they want to see where that goes first before they actually consider what they need to do with Lacazette.
I think what's going on with Aubameyang right now, it's because of his age. I think that's because Arsenal, in all honesty, Arsene Wenger had this same mindset whereby any players beyond the age of 30 would not be given a contract extension, then they'll be shipped out. And pretty much, I think the whole Arsenal hierarchy as well is doing the same damn thing. They're telling like even Mikel Arteta wants him to stay, but the thing is, this Arsenal board is just pondering that he's 30, he's going to be 31 come the summer. So do we really need to keep him? Lacazette is also banging on the door. He's 29, so he's even going to reach 30. Mesut Ozil is 31, I think. So even he is also knocking on. So all these players are pretty much knocking on. So I doubt that even any of the boards will extend any of their 3 contracts, to be honest with you. Only Lacazette is the high chances that I can see that they'll extend the contract. Aubameyang, Mesut Ozil, nah, I don't think so.
Sam?
Yeah, Nitesh, go on.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask Sam.
No. Lacazette. What are we talking about now? Lacazette. We're still talking about Lacazette.
Yeah,
Lacazette.
do you feel he does not want to be at Arsenal?
No, he wants to be at Arsenal. It's just if we get rid of Aubameyang, I think that's going to affect him. I don't think he's going to feel as good without Aubameyang. I think that those two go together very well. But I mean, off the pitch. But for me, it's about what you do on the pitch. Unfortunately for me, Lacazette, just because he's strong and he's good at physically getting at defenders and everything. For me, that's not enough. I mean, for me, you got to score goals, you got to provide assists. His production is poor. He goes missing from too many games, and we can do better. That's in my opinion. We should sell him, and we can do better. The best thing I think we can do is swap him for Partey for Atletico, if we could do that. If not, sell him, use that money for a good midfielder. We need a midfielder more than a striker, that's for sure, if we keep Aubameyang. And so I think we can let him go. I don't think he's important enough the way he is at the moment.
And I just want to tell everyone in the comments one thing, that Simpy has just got all the gifts that he has been planning for all you guys. Simpy just received all the special gifts right now. So those are the prizes that he's planning for you guys.
So
Have you guys
currently, I just want to say to everybody as well. Currently Bayern Munich are literally running riot over Düsseldorf, which is what we expected, really, guys, isn't it? We expected sort of nothing
It's
less.
a runaway match, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very one-sided match. Yeah, so now in the 79th minute, very, very one-sided.
I mean, Dusseldorf's taking more of a battering than Xhaka's wife right now. Do you know what I mean? So it's the.
Nitesh and Sam and Daniel, if you check the chats right now, there's some mixed reaction, with the Aubameyang, Lacazette things and the transfer and stuff. If you were to check the chat.
I saw Tyrone's comment about Griezmann only being 29 and Aubameyang. Well, I would still take Griezmann because I think he's got a couple of years in him. I would take Griezmann all day long.
I was just looking at this, that Lacazette has played 15 matches, 5 as a sub in the Premier League this season. He has 7 goals, 34 total shots, and 18 passes per matches, and a completion rate of 75%. So I don't think he's sellable, but he has not been in the best of forms. I don't think he doesn't want to play for Arsenal or he wants to leave. Because one more reason I will add, one thing that I feel, that if Lacazette messed up this season, which he would not want to because he would be out of the Euros team. Unfortunately or fortunately, the Euros has been shifted to next year. He was trying desperately to get into that Euros team. And now...
He wouldn't have been called up anyway. He never started for France.
He could have been probably. He could have been.
No.
Yeah, no, they didn't want him.
So.
He was always left out. He was left out of every squad.
Yeah.
No,
even Giroud was getting called.
No, Giroud was not. Giroud was doubt this season was because Lampard wasn't playing Giroud. Deschamps told Lampard that play Giroud more because I need to see how he performs. And if Lacazette had a cracker of a season this time around, possibly Lacazette would have been picked for the Euros ahead of Giroud because Giroud wasn't playing at all.
Lacazette was showing nothing. Lacazette was showing nothing.
He showed nothing. That is the problem.
He showed nothing. And we've got to stop looking at these stupid stats. You know, I mean, stats make Mustafi look good. I mean, we've got to stop looking at stats and looking at how they actually play. And when Lacazette plays, most games he doesn't give us anything.
I mean, stats make Ozil look good. And how many goals has Ozil scored this season? How many assists has he got? For an attacking midfielder, his output is shit. And Lacazette, listen, I think Lacazette can be a good player for us. You know, he got Player of the Season last season. This season he's underperforming. But listen, if I had the option of swapping him for a Partey or something, I would do it because it addresses one position we need. Listen, let's not forget as well, Lacazette was going to go to Atletico before he came to us. You know, we only got him. You look at all our top signings, right? We only got the only one who you could probably say that wasn't circumstantial was Pepe, where we got him, out of just signing him. You look at Aubameyang. We got Aubameyang because he wanted to leave Dortmund. You look at Lacazette. We got him because he wanted to leave Atletico. He wanted to leave Atletico Madrid. That's what that's why we got him. You look at what was it? You look at who was the other one we got? You look at Ozil. We only got him because he was out of favour at Madrid at the time. So you look at all our big signings. We only got them because circumstances allowed us to get them.
No, but that's how you sign players, Daniel. When players are out of favor at their current club, you try to push for them, and then you get them. It doesn't mean they're bad.
Yeah, but Nitesh, what I'm saying to you is right. You look at Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
They went and got players like Diego Costa and Hazard off the bat of because they had the money, right? And they wanted to come. You look at. Could you honestly say that, say, Atletico's ban had not happened? Could you honestly say that if it was a choice between us and Atletico, do you think we would have still got Lacazette?
We could have.
Do you think
we could have because Atletico is not winning anything either. Atletico Madrid is not winning anything either. The only benefit that they have is that they are in the Champions League, and that keeps fluctuating. Probably next season they will not be. And again, I'm saying he's played 15 games in total, 10 as a starter and 5 games as a substitute. He has 7 goals, which is obviously an average season, which has not yet ended. And the problem is, if he can score probably maybe 10 more goals in the next 10 games, then he will have a decent season yet again. And we need to see what he does in these 10 games. And again, I'm saying, if Giroud wasn't being played because he was being dropped by Lampard, he was a second choice or a third choice striker, which has changed now with Michi being stupid enough to ruin his chances at Chelsea. But then Deschamps was asking Lampard, please play Giroud more. I want you to play Giroud more. He's not getting enough game time under you, because he also wanted to see whether Giroud is ready for the Euros or not. And if Lacazette had a smashing season this time around, Lacazette could have been in the Euros team and in the World Cup that is coming as well. Because Giroud isn't going to possibly make it to the World Cup, the next one.
Yeah, I just think a lot of our signings were circumstantial. We've never actually gone and got a player apart from Pepe. We've never actually gone and got a player because we wanted the player and the player wanted to come. I honestly think Lacazette chose us because he was good. Because listen, remember when we signed Lacazette, he came out and said, "I'm only going to a club that have Champions League football." He come out and said that. He said, and then when Atletico's ban happened, that he changed to go to us. And Aubameyang, he only wanted out of Dortmund because he wanted to come to the Premier League. We seem to Pepe was the only one where, listen, Pepe was the only signing who we got nobody thought Pepe would happen, did they? All the fans, when the links come out, everyone was like, nah, we're getting Pepe. you were smoking some blooming high grade if you think we're going to get Pepe. And then it actually happened. So, you know, and then it's
No, in
just...
fact, it was the opposite. Everyone wanted Zaha. A few of them didn't want him. And then we got Pepe. In fact, Aubameyang wanted to go to a lot of clubs. Like, he wanted Real Madrid, and a lot of clubs wanted him. In fact, Aubameyang choosing Arsenal was actually surprising, more surprising than the Pepe one. Because Pepe, we wanted Zaha. Crystal Palace said no. And then we went on to get Pepe without thinking too much. And I think Lille they just wanted the money, and they just enjoyed having the money that Arsenal gave them. And with respect to Obama,
Actually, yeah.
yeah,
Nitish, coming
Yeah.
back to that when you mentioned about Zaha as well and Daniel, I
Yeah.
think the transfer suited for Nicolas Pepe, to be honest. Because let's be honest here, Arsenal came in with a bid of 40 million pounds, I guess, for Zaha. And I think Crystal Palace most wanted their money up front. And I don't think so. Arsenal were prepared to pay a very huge amount upfront payment to get Zaha. And however, Lille came out and mentioned that they would like to take a breakdown payment of 20 million a year or season or whatever the thing is. They were agreeing to take that the payment schedule, whereby every season we pay them 20 million, break it down, and it's going to be suited to them. If Crystal Palace were to agree with that type of transfer, I think we would have gotten Zaha instead of Pepe. But yeah, that's the way I see it, to be honest.
Can I just add something about Pepe? Remember,
Yeah.
it was pictured, and he was going around with his agent, and they were going through all the Napoli training grounds and everything, and showing him around the Napoli.
I don't think
Napoli
not a
club.
lot's happening in the game. I think it's close to the end now, isn't it? The Bayern
Yeah,
Munich
we've got
game.
2 minutes.
Last
2
season.
minutes to go, and it's still 5-0, I think.
Yeah, it's literally all Bayern. And Bayern
Yeah.
have made like pretty much all subs really, and brought on some kids just to get minutes.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
sorry.
Yeah, go on,
guys.
Simpy.
Oh no, I was just stating like the whole Pepe thing. Obviously, there was links to Liverpool, and then he went to Napoli with his agent, and then looked around the training ground, looked around the club, and he was pretty much going to sign for Napoli. But I can't remember the reason why he actually chose Arsenal over Napoli. But
Money.
that's one factor.
It was money.
well,
It was money, Simpy.
okay. So yeah,
Because
money talk.
you remember that Arsenal weren't willing to negotiate to give him a contract unless he got about 120k. 120k, I think that was his demand. Arsenal were offering much more lesser, but Pepe had a demand of 120k. He needed 120, if I'm not mistaken, and then he will sign. So there was negotiations going on very long, and the Pepe announcement literally took longer than expected. Because I remember most Arsenal fans were pretty much very hesitant. They were thinking, is this deal going to fall through or something? They were thinking of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was basically on the contract and his salary. I think that's the delay in his
Big
announcement.
up Melina. Big up Melina. She said she's at the supermarket, but the stream's going well and she can't miss a second of it. So thanks very much,
come on,
Melina.
Melina.
It's riveting stuff. Riveting.
I think Melina is out there trying to find a Pepe replacement in the supermarket.
But listen, Pepe was a big prospect. I mean, all the big major clubs wanted him, and it was basically down to the agents. His agent knowing Raul Sanelli very well. They're in a previous relationship, so I think that was a big factor in it. And we know basically from Emery's later interviews and that he wanted Zaha. His option was Zaha. That he was one he requested Zaha because he was Premier League ready. He thought he was a good player. He thought he'd add a lot to Arsenal. And then he was what they want for him, 50, 60 million or something like that for him. And everyone was like, oh, that's far too much for him, far too much, And then all of a sudden, we got Pepe for 72 million instead, which was a lot more. So, and basically Emery was told that we bought him for the longevity. We thought he'd be a better player in a couple of years' time, and we would have him longer than Zaha. So that's the way that one ended.
I just want to make one last point, and then probably I'll have to go because I have a meeting again. The only thing that I want to say, probably I hope that Raul is not eating some kind of commission in all these deals, and which we may find out in a scandal maybe 5 to 10 years later. Because Pepe was, when I saw him the first time, a single-footed player, I could see that this guy won't probably do really well in the Premier League. I hope he proves me wrong, but I couldn't see it. So I did understand why they chose him over Zaha. But anyway, so I apologize. I need to go again. There's a meeting going on because this road track tier is coming to an end, and I'm part of a road track club. And thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Simpy. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Omar. Omar, I hope that your lighting is a bit better the next time I can see you. Actually, I could see glimpses of you, but yeah, this is much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is much
Yeah.
better, bro. And you should be on the camera, and you should be joining us every week. Thank you, and I'll just text you on the
Yeah.
WhatsApp group. Thank you so much, guys.
So, yeah,
And big
so-
up
No worries.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I
Yeah.
just say as well, before Nitish heads off, do
Yeah.
go and check out his Facebook page. Nitish, tell them quickly about your Facebook page.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel, and thank you, the guys who are supporting the Arsenal FC fans page. We had a contest there on who will be Arsenal's first signing, and unfortunately, it was a guy from Norway who's actually a Rwanda-born player, right? Sam, correct, Sam?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So that was the first one. Probably we can do another contest there on maybe who is the last player that Arsenal will sign in the 2020 transfer window, the summer transfer window. Let's see. And thank you guys for all your support. And I hope your channels do well as well. And you guys are putting up some really good content. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I wanted to stay a bit longer, but I got a call in between for an urgent meeting. Thank you. Take care.
No worries.
Cheers, Nitish.
Bye.
Yes,
Bye.
Nitish.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
Daniel,
Yes, yeah.
we've got a question coming in from Chadwick. So he says it's a serious question. Roberto Baggio, I think you say Baggio, don't you? How you pronounce it?
Baggio.
Roberto
Baggio.
Baggio.
Roberto
Yeah,
Baggio.
Baggio.
Roberto Baggio or Thierry Henry?
Thierry Henry.
That's not even a contest. That's like comparing a minnow to a shark. So
Yeah. Can I just
it's
say as
it's
well,
like-
guys, don't forget to fire up them likes and fire the subscribe.
yeah, and the game's
we're on-
over. It finished. It was 5-0 to Bayern Munich.
So we're
Right.
on we're on 35 likes and 3 dislikes at the moment.
35 likes is good.
3 dislikes.
35
3
likes is great.
dislikes. Yeah, 3 dislikes.
Oh, it still creates traffic, and 35 likes is good. Well done. Baggio was legendary, Chadwick, but come on, Henry. I mean,
That's not even a debate, right?
There's not even. I mean, you can't compare the guys. Baggio was more of an attacking midfielder anyway, but I mean, come on.
It's like Tyrone said.
All
It's
I,
like comparing Ozil.
all I
with Kevin
remember
De Bruyne.
about your doing was missing a penalty.
Yeah, come back, Omar. What did you mention?
Baggio was an exciting player, though. I mean, I liked watching him. He was great for Italy and for Juventus. Didn't he play for Juventus? I think he was a great player, and he scored some great goals. But he was just nowhere near Henry. Like, Henry was just prolific, absolutely prolific.
Yeah, Henry was prolific. This music. Yeah, he was.
I think Del Piero. I think of Del Piero when it comes to Juventus. Where's Baggio? Where did he play? He played.
I think he is a cam.
Yeah,
He was a cam.
midfielder, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think he played for Juventus. Did he play for? Yeah, he did play for Juventus. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think of the game then? I'm going to start with you,
Good.
Simpy. What did you make of it?
I just thought it was going to be like we all predicted. Really, I predicted 4-0. I think Tyrone was the same in the chat, and yeah, it didn't disappoint. It was pretty much 95% buy-in. Düsseldorf did have a couple of early chances though, but just the poor finishing really. That's what cost them. But yeah, 5-0 on they move now. First place pretty much cemented.
Yeah. And Kevin?
Yeah, the game was pretty much it's pretty much one-sided. You know, I never seen Düsseldorf like getting into their own half and just like they were pretty much laid back. I don't know what was going on, but Bayern just strolled. I don't think so. Their wingers even had a good game, to be honest. Like Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman, they weren't like just bombing on forward. It was all possession based. The midfield was just running the show, and they never had to just go through a third gear or second gear or something like that. I think they just strolled in the first gear. So yeah, that's the way I see it. And Bayern is just on en route to win the title.
Yeah, and Omar?
Yeah, I think the game went as we expected. Düsseldorf did practically nothing, and it was yet another easy win for Bayern. And they're unstoppable. I don't think anyone will stop them now.
Yeah, and Sam?
Another league title.
Yeah, just a very easy game for Bayern. It just looked like a walk in the park. They didn't look like they needed to use a lot of energy at all today, really. Düsseldorf weren't really much of a match. Lewandowski had a good game. I thought Gnabry was quite decent on the wing there. We had an assist and he looked lively, had a couple of chances. They're just dominating now at the moment with that 5-0 at the top of the league. I think they're going to be very hard to catch now, even with that goal difference they have now. So yeah, I think it's pretty much tied up now. I think the league, even though technically they can still lose it, but yeah, I think it's pretty much done at the moment.
I think the novelty for me, I think the novelty is wearing off now. This Bundesliga. Now we know the Premier League's coming back. I'm sort of like, I just want the Premier League back.
It's just like it's just like lift music, isn't it? It's like it's just something to pass the time, isn't it? It's like sitting in a waiting room, reading a magazine, isn't it? Waiting for the main event.
It is. Kevin, what were you going to say? You were going to ask me a question.
Chadwick has a question for you, mate. Who's better, Peter Crouch or Andy Carroll?
Well, these are amazing questions from Chadwick, aren't they? I mean, absolutely.
Yeah,
amazing.
These are great questions. Listen, what we'll do is we'll know, because obviously we're pretty much the game's pretty. We pretty much talked about the game, and there's only so much you can talk about a 5-0 hammering for Bayern. So what we'll do is get your questions in, and we'll debate some of them and chat about them. For me, do you know what? I actually think Peter Crouch was probably better than Andy Carroll. Not saying that Andy Carroll wasn't a great player, but for me,
Andy Carroll was very overrated for me.
Overhyped, yeah.
Andy Carroll was very overrated. He had that good season at Newcastle, and then when he was sold to Liverpool for that ridiculous amount of money, what did they pay for him back then? Like 35 million, way back when that was a ridiculous amount of money. And he basically just flopped. He completely flopped to Liverpool. He had a couple of decent seasons at Newcastle, and that's it. There was no more. Where Peter Crouch, okay, he never really set the world alight, but he was a good player. I mean, he played quite a few good games. He played for many teams, wasn't he? He was a bit of a journeyman. He went to many teams. He was unfortunately never really quite good enough to keep a starting spot in many of the bigger clubs, and then had to go to smaller clubs to get a starting spot. And he has that legendary goal, doesn't he? I can't remember who he scored it for now, but yeah, that legendary goal was amazing, wasn't it? That it's like an overhead kick, wasn't it? Peter Crouch scored in the league. It was amazing. I can't remember who it was for. I think it was for Stoke. He was playing for Stoke at the time. I can't remember. It's a while ago now, but yeah. Who was it? I don't remember who it was.
He was playing for Liverpool at the time, I think.
Was he playing for Liverpool when he scored that amazing goal? It was like an overhead kick or something, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, he was playing for Liverpool. I remember.
Yeah, it's an amazing goal. He scored that amazing. Yeah, Peter Crouch is one of those players. He's good on his head. He's good on his head. Obviously being 55 feet tall, but but he was just overall decent player. But never really took that step up to being world class. He was always a bit lower, and that's what kept him back a bit. But if I had to choose between him and Andy Carroll, of course I would choose Peter Crouch all day long over Andy Carroll, definitely.
Yeah. Listen, it's. I think Peter Crouch is just, for me, a slightly better player than Andy Carroll.
Definitely. Any other questions? Yeah, world's worst footballer, Miss Melina. Who's the world's worst footballer? Wow. How can you pick out that one?
Just before we answer that, can you guys see me all right? Because it's getting a bit dark here, so I was wondering.
Yeah, we can still see you.
Yeah, it's good, Daniel.
Cool. Yeah, sound.
Yeah.
So the world's worst player
Oh my god, there's quite a few in there.
Jesus Christ.
Arsenal have a lot of them, so we can probably.
Arsenal have a couple of shouts. Yeah, definitely. We definitely do.
World's worst player.
You know what? I'd like to sort of turn that question into something slightly different. Along the same lines, I'm thinking, who would we say in the Premier League, amongst the Premier League's players, and I'm talking all the first team squads, like who you'd say, starting games for all the Premier League teams, which one would you say is the worst? Which player would you say, this player I absolutely don't want in my club?
Mesut Ozil.
Not our own players, you plonker. I'm talking about other teams.
Oh, okay. All right, then, fair enough.
I'd go with Lingard. Yeah.
Lingard, yeah, he's very overrated, isn't he? He's been rubbish for a long time, hasn't he? Yeah. But I'm thinking players who generally are very bad.
We got enough Jessies at Arsenal without adding another one. Do you know what I mean? Jesus.
I'm just thinking of players who just completely rubbish.
Callum Hudson-Odoi as well, Chelsea.
You guys are looking at overrated again. I'm talking about ability. You look at their ability; they're absolutely shit. It's like we can't have this player. It's
Lingard has
absolutely
no
shit.
ability.
Yeah,
that's true.
Lingard is there.
Bad, but I'm thinking there's got to be some players there like some really shitty midfielders.
It's like this. I can't remember his name, but it's like an Aston Villa defender, and he was like a reason why Aston Villa conceded 3 goals one game, all because of him.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now. Who is
Have you seen the chat? The chat is literally just Ozil.
Yeah, everyone's
Chadwick
has
comes
gone
in
with Phil Jones.
Yeah.
Big up everyone in the chat for saying
Phil Jones. Yeah, Phil Jones is pretty shit too.
Half of them in the chat went for Ozil. So you gotta agree.
Yeah.
You gotta learn to disagree. Agree, mate.
Chris Smalling.
He's in Roma now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been decent.
But definitely.
I can put him there.
Okay, so we got any other questions coming here?
I'd actually put Bellerin up there.
Also, Chadwick has best British-born player, and his shout is Michael Owen for that best British-born player. In modern times, let's go for modern times, in the era we've been watching football.
Gerrard,
yeah, definitely well up there. Shearer for me.
Gerrard, Alan Shearer, John Terry.
Shearer.
Ian
Wright.
Goes Gerrard.
Gerrard, definitely well up there.
Rooney.
Rooney is also well up there, definitely. Rooney is a good shout. Yep. Many good players.
Heskey.
Teddy Sheringham.
Gascoigne.
So James Fitzgerald.
Gascoigne.
Gascoigne was good, yeah. Well, as long as he was out of the pub.
Teddy Sheringham. How about Teddy Sheringham?
He was decent. Yeah, he was good. But I wouldn't put him in the same breath as Rooney and Owen and that lot though.
Paul Scholes.
Scholes was great, wasn't he? Scholes was a great midfielder. You got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Rob Holding.
What about Ferdinand? I'd put Ferdinand.
When we say British, are we counting Irish in that as well?
Well, Britain is Northern Ireland, isn't it?
So not because I was going to say Roy Keane. If you're counting the whole of Ireland,
Republic of Ireland is not Britain.
Not now.
So
it wasn't.
Roy.
In fact, that
Brexit.
Roy Keane can't be included.
Brexit.
Roy Keane can't be included there. No, Ferdinand's a good shout, definitely. Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard.
we got 13 people watching this live. Wow, that's
so there's loads of players. It's difficult to choose one, isn't it?
Guys, I got a quick question here. Melina came up and asked, if you could spend quarantine with a football manager, who would it be?
Klopp.
Arsene Wenger, because I would have educated and on where it went wrong, Emery, because I would have educated him on speaking English. And also I would have told him how to treat a woman instead of lying in bed looking at Arsenal tactics and stuff.
I would have definitely gone for Brian Clough. Brian Clough, my God, what a character. Drunk all the time. I had a few good drinks with him. We had a laugh. He would have been batshit crazy talking about all the different stories in football. I would have loved to. I'd love to spend quarantine with Brian Clough.
Yeah. Yeah, do smash a like, everybody.
Smash the likes up.
14 people,
other
watching this
questions?
live. So this is the most I've ever had on a watch along in one go. Okay, then let me ask you guys a question. Right, who would you, if there was any player you could spend quarantine with, who would it be?
Can I go for women's players?
Well, you can do if you.
Yeah, I'll definitely go for a couple of the Arsenal women. Yeah, definitely.
Sam, I know you, man. We think alike. We think alike a lot.
Well, we know that Kevin would spend all his time on RedTube or YouPorn, with in quarantine with these women's footballers.
Bertram's going for Sophie Rose.
Oh yeah, that's my shout, man.
Chelsea fan channel woman. She's all tits and no brains. That one.
Omar, I know it's too much for you, mate. Just hold on, survive, mate.
Just need to relax. Just calm down, man. Calm down.
Why can't she just do what everyone's been wanting her to do for years now? Just get her tits out, show everyone her tits. That's it. Finish. You're done. Thank you. Go do something else.
She's funny. She's absolutely
simply just laugh. You don't keep it. Just laugh, mate. You're allowed to laugh.
Yeah. Come on, Simply.
Yeah,
do you agree? Show or no show?
Show.
Yeah, Simpy's just looking.
I don't think anyone's just a name.
Simpy's looking at Ozil's poster. That's why he's not thinking of Sophie. He's just got Ozil's poster going.
I was looking in the chat to see what people had put.
Yeah, go through the chat, see what they're putting, and go through some questions as well. Yeah.
So yeah, we had Gnabry, Pulisic. I was going to say Balotelli.
Yeah, Balotelli would be crazy to do quarantine.
I want to go to
sure.
Balotelli's house, not him come here, because I won't have a house left if he comes here. We set it on fire or something.
Lacazette, you could go and do some balloons with Lacazette.
Yeah, that goes well with you, man. That goes well with you.
See,
you can end up laughing.
Miss Molina's got a dirty mind as well, which I mean, she's laughing at. She got dirty. She wants to be with Cristiano Ronaldo, and we definitely know it's not for his personality, don't we?
And Chadwick says Daniel would want to spend it with Mick McCarthy.
No, Chadwick. I tell you what, Chadwick,
Mick McCarthy. Mate. Chadwick, mate, you're boring. You're boring, mate.
Hey, Chadwick, let me tell you this, right, Chadwick. You've got to come on one of these times, because I still want you to do your rendition of God Save the Queen, because you've got this mad obsession with the Queen. Like this proper. I think Chadwick wants to spend quarantine with the Queen.
Keep her going. Clean the cobwebs out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everybody had any questions there? There was a question a bit earlier, wasn't there?
It's too naughty down there.
Do hit the subscribe, everybody, if you are new to the channel.
I think it's most underrated player or something like that.
I had so much traffic in this video. It's been unreal. So
guess nobody wants to have a quarantine with Ozil.
Kevin
Tyrone
does.
is informed. No, not me. Definitely not me. I'd
Mate,
rather
if I had a
go with.
if I had a quarantine with Ozil, I'd be telling him where the nearest airports are. I'll be booking his flights. I'll be saying this is how you actually do some work, and I'll be first thing I would do with Ozil is I'll be getting him to sack his chiropractor and find a new one because the amount of back problems that guy has for 350 grand a week, I'm sure he can find a new one.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'll do with them. I'll do like a you hear, what happens on sometimes on a stag do or something. The guy's going to get married. What you do is you stick something in his drink so he falls asleep. You put him in the back of a lorry or something and just drive him somewhere random out in the middle of nowhere. So what I'd do with Ozil, I would spike his drink and I'd drive him into the middle of the Sahara Desert, leave him, and then drive back again. I think, and then that's it.
Do you know the thing with Ozil, right? Yeah, the thing with Ozil, he's the type of guy to probably take his missus to bed halfway through, calling his friend to take over because his back gives out or he can't take the work rate.
That's when Kolasinac comes in, isn't it? Kolasinac comes in the Spider-Man outfit, doesn't he, and takes over.
Yeah. Kolasinac comes in like, don't worry, bro, I got this one. You go sit down and have a cup of tea. I got this one.
Damn good, dude.
Yeah. I'll show you how
this podcast is going in a very weird direction now. So I don't know. Someone needs to rein us in here, or else this is just going to go completely wrong.
That's why Sippy is very much quiet.
I'm waiting for another question to come in.
Yeah, give us another question in the chat. Something that's not pornographic or sexual in nature, please. That'd be better, I think.
It's all because of the damn Sophie.
Big up to everybody in the chat, though. Like I say, this traffic on this video has been absolutely mad.
We're up to 38 likes. 38 likes is brilliant.
38 likes. Thank you, everybody, so much. This is brilliant. And listen, I've been looking at the numbers on this video, and we've been hovering around between 10 and 14 for pretty much the whole. Stream. I think the least it's ever. I think we dropped down to 5 for about a minute, and then it all went back up. So big up to everybody. Like I said, there is going to be when the Arsenal stuff comes back. These guys are regulars, so you're going to see them a lot more. We're going to be doing watch-alongs, and listen, guys, this channel is really going to kick on now. So if you're new to it, hit the subscribe button because there's going to be some great content coming up. Definitely. And while I'm talking about channels, go and check out all the other guys' channels. You've got Sam Greenwood TV. He's just starting out, so go and check him out. We've got Omar, who doesn't put any content out, but go check him out. Go and subscribe to his channel. And we got Simpy. Go and check out his channel. His channel's fairly new as well, so go and give him a subscribe. Listen, these guys, great content, absolute great content. So go and check out everybody's channels.
Should we run through some questions then? There's some questions coming.
I was going to say, we asked for a question. We got a lot from a lot of people.
Sorry, I was just doing my...
right, the first one is thoughts on Depay. I don't know.
I quite like Depay.
He's decent, isn't he? Best French footballer of all time. Ooh, Henry's up there. Platini's up there. Desailly's up there. Zidane is definitely up there. Maybe Zidane, I would say.
Trezeguet.
Maybe Zidane beats Henry.
I'd go with Henry.
Zidane, very close. They're both really influential players, aren't they?
There's Giroud
really
as well.
Good. They got Giroud.
Lampos.
Yeah.
Lampos.
Even Mbappe is better than Giroud. Come on.
Got Luis Saha. He was amazing, wasn't he, at Fulham?
Paul Pogba. He was amazing, didn't he?
Paul Pogba, he's got a great reputation. Never bloody done anything. Well, he's a few decent games for Juventus. Right, so if we have French players, we've named a few. Best foreign goalkeeper in history. So if that's throughout history, Foreign goalkeeper. Then Yashin's a big shout, isn't he? You got
History.
Schmeichel.
Are we talking about history?
Yeah, Yashin.
Yeah, generally.
You got that. What's his name? The German goalkeeper.
Barthez was a good keeper.
German goalkeeper. Bodo Illner was good as well, wasn't he? And that other good German goalkeeper, Oliver Kahn was quite good.
Oliver Kahn.
He's a psycho, man.
Peter Schmeichel was good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And another goalkeeper was amazing.
Van der Sar.
Van der Sar was great. Another goalkeeper was amazing, but because he never moved to a big club, he never really got the recognition he deserved. That was Michel Prudhomme, his name is. He played for Belgium in the late 80s and early 90s. He was brilliant, but he never really got the recognition he deserved. Some of the Italian goalkeepers, you've got Dino Zoff, haven't you? And Pagliuca, Buffon. We've got Spanish keepers, Casillas, Zubizarreta back in the day.
Armenia.
Armenia. You're always ruining it, Simpy. You're always ruining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good ones in the chat as well.
Toldo, I remember him. Toldo, that's a good shout. Yes, there's been many good goalkeepers, hasn't there? Foreign goalkeepers. Let's see other questions. No, I don't think so. Just going through. People are saying Casillas, Campos,
Casillas.
Buffon, Barthez. Barthez a bit up and down for me, really.
Yeah.
I liked Barthez. Big up the Boldies. Barthez.
Yeah.
He was bold.
Big up the Boldies.
Yeah.
Big up the
Let it go. Let it go, man. Let it go, man. Let it go.
I don't know how it works. It's like a superpower. I've not found out how to switch it on and off.
Miss Molina's got favourite Arsenal memory. That's a good one.
That's easy for me. Winning the league at White Hart Lane.
Yeah, that's a good memory. That's a big one, yeah.
And the other one I've probably got is what was the so you got winning the league at White Hart Lane, and then probably beating Man United to knock them out the FA Cup. And the only reason I like that game is because all the drama that came with it. That was the game where Ferguson played football with Beckham's head with a football boot. And it was after we knocked them out of the FA Cup.
My God, yeah.
How about you guys? Simpy,
your favourite Arsenal memory?
Well, the favourite memory / favourite game, probably like one of the games I really enjoyed was the there's two really, but the one I'm going to go for is the Man United game at the Emirates. We lost, I think, 3-1. But where I was sitting and the atmosphere and everything, it was just like electric, and it was so fun to watch, even though we lost the game. But it was like, can you remember that game where we absolutely dominated?
Yeah.
We dominated the game. We had like 33 shots. Man United had like 5 shots. And De Gea was like a slinky, and he was just saving everything. But that is my favourite. Yeah, that's my favourite memory and favourite game that I've been to of an Arsenal match. It was so fun. Even though we lost, but it was brilliant.
Right, okay. So you're going from memory for actually a game you went to and witnessed, yeah. That's brilliant. What about Omar? What's your favourite Arsenal memory?
I'd say winning the 3 FA Cups, especially the one in 2014.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
That's when
Is that the one we were 2-0 down against Hull? Was that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2-0 down against Hull and then come back and won it 3-2. That was amazing. Yeah, that was really good. What about you, Kevin? What's your memory?
There's 2. 1, winning the league at White Hart Lane. Number 2 is that dramatic 5-1 victory at San Siro. I can't really forget that. Man.
Yeah, the Henry hat-trick. Yeah, wow. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And also,
go on.
if you're talking about Champions League, when Thierry Henry scored that goal in the Bernabeu.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That's one of mine. Is
great.
Because that's the first time an English team has beaten Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in a European competition.
Yeah.
So it was really well done. That goal, he just drove through midfield and went past Ramos, wasn't it?
Gutted because that whole Champions League, right? I'm so gutted because we beat Real Madrid. We probably had the hardest path to the final because we played Real Madrid, then we played Juventus. Everyone was like, "No, you're not going to beat Juventus." The only game we fucked up on was Villarreal. Really, we were off the boil, and I remember Raquelme had a penalty saved, didn't he?
They saved
in the last minute.
That kept us in it. That kept us in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if we'd have just I can't even talk about the final because it just
I can't talk about that.
It tears me up inside, you know.
No, my memories. I've got a few memories really. I mean, my first real good memory was when we won both the League Cup and the FA Cup in the same year in '93. That was pretty amazing because that had never been done before. Beating and Sheffield Wednesday, we played in both finals, both the League Cup and the FA Cup. And in the FA Cup, back then it used to go to a replay, so we actually had to play a replay in the FA Cup final, which was weird. You know, it was like a midweek game then after the. I think it was we played a Saturday and then it went to like a midweek replay, and then it took a last minute header from Andy Linegan in extra time again to win the game. That was amazing. That was an amazing feeling to win that because I was so sure Sheffield Wednesday would sort of get revenge, you know, after losing the League Cup final. That was amazing. That was amazing memories. And then, of course, for me, winning 1-0 at Old Trafford to win the league in '98 with that Overmars goal was an amazing memory to see. And then later on, of course, winning the league at White Hart Lane, amazing, absolutely amazing. And then certainly goals like the Henry goal at the Bernabeu, and of course, I missed one important one as well. One of my favourite memories was winning the Cup Winners' Cup against a Parma team that were stronger and better than us with great players. And Alan Smith with that great volleyed goal, we won 1-0 there in Copenhagen. To win the Cup Winners' Cup in '94, that was another great memory. So got quite a few really.
Can I just read out some breaking news?
Go for it.
This has just been reported. So the Premier League have confirmed that on Thursday and Friday, 1,130 players and club staff were tested for coronavirus, and zero tested positive.
So
wow,
good news.
So bring out the GIF then, that Simpsons GIF for Nitish, please.
Yeah. At least you tried.
No positive tests this week from the Premier League. From the Premier League, that's good. Yeah. That's good though. That's really good.
Yeah, it's going to be under safe conditions. It's going to be under very safe conditions. And now the German Bundesliga has been going for its third week now. No one's dead, so you know we can look at things in a bit. We can look at things a bit in a rational way. I think
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve Wismark, he says, one of my favourite moments was a 2-0 win over Manchester City when Santi Cazorla went and had his best game. He was everywhere on the pitch. Yeah, that was another good game, definitely.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. I remember that. That's the only time we beat her. I was in hospital then as well. I remember that game.
I like that question from James Fitzgerald as well. Best game you've seen that does not involve Arsenal or England?
That's a good question, definitely. I
always like the Brazil-Argentina games.
Definitely. I enjoy watching the El Clasico in Spain between Barcelona and Real Madrid. That's normally a high-scoring, high-octane game.
But you know the best game I've seen, right? That's probably not Arsenal and not England. Is probably that Liverpool AC Milan final in 2005.
You know what? I was just going to say that. What an amazing game that was, Daniel.
Yeah, that was because I remember watching it and everybody turned off at half time.
Yeah,
Everyone
it was 3-0, wasn't it? It was 3-0. AC Milan had got 3 goals. They absolutely battered Liverpool the first half. And everybody just gave up. It was like, oh, that's that final over, you know. It was wow.
I remember that game.
And then Liverpool managed to claw it back right at the final minutes. And Shevchenko missed a couple of sitters as well in that second half. I mean, they should have really won very clearly, AC Milan, but they didn't. Shevchenko missed a couple of sitters.
The other game, Sam, you were talking about Liverpool and AC Milan. Another game that I'd like to give a special mention is also the Real Madrid-Manchester United game. You remember the crazy times where I think it was a 4-3 or something? That was a very, very good match. It was one of the only matches where you had a lot of chances to see all the world's best players all in one stadium at one pitch at that time.
I remember at Old Trafford. I remember watching those games. Yeah, and I remember at Old Trafford, Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah,
he played an amazing game. I think he got 2 goals or something like that.
2 goals, a brace. Yeah,
he was absolutely amazing.
Quite a hat-trick.
Was it a hat trick? He got a hat trick against
2 or 3 goals, Soma.
I remember he had an amazing. I remember he had an amazing game. He was absolutely amazing, and I remember that's probably the only time. Well, definitely the only time I've ever seen a game at Old Trafford where the Old Trafford crowd actually they stood and gave him a standing ovation. Everyone stood up and gave him a standing ovation when the game was finished. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, that was mad.
Yes.
What other questions we got? Any other questions?
Miss Molina's asking, Omar, how are the signings coming along? When are you going to announce them?
Yeah, Omar, come on, you tell him.
I'm keeping it a surprise.
Okay.
Omar is actually sorting out the signings of Saka with the contract extension. He's negotiating the deal for Aubameyang as well. So, yeah, we'll see how that pans out.
Fair enough. See how that goes. Chadwick Moff score predictions for the 17th. We've gone through that quite a few times, haven't we?
Our
predictions.
Yeah, we're not going to. So what we're going to do, Chadwick, is we're going to do a separate, closer to the game. We're going to do a preview, predicted lineup, and you know, and we're going to do that on my channel closer to the game. So we're not going to answer it now, but stay tuned. We are going to do that close to the game. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one.
So we've got any more? Yeah, Chadwick asked a bit earlier. Thoughts on Arsenal missing Champions League football for 4 straight years. So what do we think about that?
I think it's damaged us. I think it's damaged us as a club, if I'm being honest.
Definitely,
I think the longer we're without Champions League football, the worse it's gonna get. That's why a lot of people say that, you know, this season we're probably not gonna get it. But if we get it, if we get luck on our side, and if we can just sneak in there, I don't care. You know, we're gonna have to change our fortune somehow. And I don't care whether we get in there a fluke wins or a fluke, you know, just by a fluke. If we've got to get in there, but if we don't get it this season, next season's got to be a priority. Got to be an absolute priority. I'd even bin all the other trophies and just concentrate on getting top 4, because without Champions League football, we're not going to progress as a club, because with Champions League football, it changes the whole direction of the club.
Well, it does. And also, you know, another thing I don't think people really think about when it comes to the Champions League, because I keep hearing all these arguments, we only ever get to the last 16 anyway. You know, there's no point being in it because we never bloody get anywhere. And the only reason we're in it is for the money. And of course we have to be in it for the money. Of course we do, because that's where we generate a lot more money to keep, you know, a better wage bill and everything else. But another thing is, you know, it's about setting a standard, isn't it? I mean, if you're a team in the Champions League, you're setting a standard. You're setting a higher standard. You're setting higher expectations on the players you have. You know, that's so important. It's so important to be a club with expectations and standards. And that's what you do. When you're in the Champions League, you have the highest expectations, the highest standards. If you're not, then it's a bit difficult to have those standards, isn't it? So for me, it's so important to be in the Champions League to be able to have those higher standards.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
We've got other questions here. Would you guys keep Maitland-Niles? For me, no. If he wants to go and he doesn't want to play right back, then no, definitely not. Miss Molina's asked, when did you guys become football fans? Was there a specific time when you became football fans, or is it since birth?
I think for me was when I was 5. When I was 5, I started really liking football. Never really had a team then, because obviously, at 5 years old, you don't really have a team, do you? Do you know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably when I was 5. What about you, Simpy? Let's go to you.
I can't remember when I became like a football fan. It's probably just something that you just picked up on in life and just carried on with, really. But Arsenal fan had probably been like when I was year 5, year 6 in school. So that was what, 2006, 2005-ish. So it was when Arsenal was still okay, basically.
Right. So when did you become an Arsenal fan? Yeah.
What about you, Omar?
Omar, is he there?
Omar.
I think he's frozen again.
Yeah.
Still saying he's in the stream.
Omar. He's in the stream, yeah.
It's frozen. It's frozen. The picture's frozen.
Omar.
Okay, we'll come back to it. Oh, is he there, Omar?
Nah.
Okay, so we'll come back to Kevin. Kevin, we'll come back to Omar. Technical difficulties, guys. The beauty of live streaming. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Arsenal. I was born in a household full of Manchester United fans. So yeah, the thing with Arsenal is being the odd one, being an Arsenal fan as well, because of family household was all Manchester United fans. I was supportive of Arsenal because I hated Manchester United literally, and Arsenal kept beating Manchester United last time all the time, and that literally made me to want to support Arsenal because I just needed my father to shut up. So
That's a good one.
I had to see Arsenal beating Manchester United, and when they did that, because Manchester United had very good players back then, and whenever Arsenal beat them, I just really enjoyed those moments, and yeah, it took off. And the best part of it was celebrating the league title at Old Trafford. It can never top that, man. It can never top that. I'd even rate this even higher than White Hart Lane, because to do it at one of your football rivals is different. Title rivals is totally different. For me, title rivals is the main priority. And if you do that against United, oh man, yeah.
Yeah, that was an excellent achievement. Yeah, amazing.
Omar's in the background, in the lobby, Daniel.
I'll get him in.
Thank you, cheers.
Simpy, what are we on? What are we on with likes and stuff?
40 likes.
40 likes. 40 likes.
40 likes. Well done. Keep it coming, folks. Keep it coming.
What about subscribers? What am I on there?
423.
400 what, sorry?
23.
Okay, 423. So do subscribe if you're new, guys. Remember, hit that subscribe. And I believe that Omar is back with us.
Yeah, back again.
For the 1 millionth time, I'm back again.
So, what was the question we were going to ask him?
His first, Omar. Your first. When did you become an Arsenal fan? Do you remember when you became an Arsenal fan?
I became an Arsenal fan in 2013. Actually, I don't come from a family of football fans. My mom doesn't give a shit about football.
Okay.
Brother,
Fair enough.
about football.
Fair enough.
I did my research, and then I settled with Arsenal. So that's how I became an Arsenal fan.
Fair enough. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. What other questions we got, Simpy? Any?
Yeah, simply you go through. There's one there I see. There's one there. James Fitzgerald asked about one Spurs player you would take at Arsenal during the history.
in history.
Do you want to touch those Spurs? Is there a Spurs player in history?
Take Sol Campbell again. Then we can have.
Take it one more time.
Yeah. I'd take Harry Kane. Could you imagine if Aubameyang went and got Harry Kane? That would just be
two.
Tottenham fans.
You can only play half of the season though.
Yeah.
I'll take Son.
Son, yeah.
I'll take Son.
Do you know what would be
Son-
good,
Son.
right? No, do you know what would be good, right? Is if we took Son and Harry Kane and we played Tottenham in a Champions League final and both of these two players score. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine the ultimate like?
Oh,
Yeah. Could you imagine that? That'd really stick it to Tottenham, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Like
Spurs
that would
fans
just.
have to give up, then, wouldn't
And they
just have to
score
give
and
up.
celebrate in front
Yeah,
of
celebration.
Spurs
You
players.
just be like, shh.
Yeah.
Like, shush,
Yeah.
or like
You
that.
speak
Like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd just be
Like,
singing North London.
but-
is
but-
red.
Daniel, when you asked that question, when you ask about Harry Kane, because this is a good point out that they made in the chat as well. Because Aubameyang is 10 times better than Harry Kane. Let's be honest, Aubameyang is just ruthless in front of goal. So in all aspects, I would just take Son and Son on the left wing, Aubameyang in the middle, and then Pepe in the right. I think that would do bits. And yeah, that's my take on it. What about you guys?
Yeah, Son's always going to get a red card though.
He's
We
good.
got
though.
to be careful.
Yeah, Simpy knows
Gladiations.
all about Simpy knows all about red cards.
Shit. Oh, guys, take note. This is the quiz question next week. Name me one Tottenham player that gets the most red cards.
He's had more red cards than Xhaka, I think. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
But I'd having 10 times more than Son to be at
Do
Arsenal.
you know
than
what it
Son.
is right with Song? He gets red cards because he secretly knows that North London is red. That's probably what.
Yeah, so he likes to see the colour red showing.
Yeah.
It's a plea to come and get him,
Yeah.
And let's be honest, he's not going to get his hands on a trophy, so a red card is probably going to be the closest thing to bit of honour.
Tyrone has bragged with this statement, Remember, Son is also a soldier. Yeah, so
Yes.
you can explain the red card.
He knows close quarter combat. Yes.
I wonder if he cries in the army as well.
Ooh. Simpy, I think you will ask this question next week. Check out Ilias. Sorry, come on.
Ilias question, yeah. How many red cards do you think Sergio Ramos has in his career?
A lot.
So like 32, I'm going to guess.
To be fair, you're giving us good quiz questions.
Ilias, you gotta stop that, mate. Simpy is probably gonna fuck us up.
Tyrone's put 22. Has about. So I'm actually going to Google it
Actually,
now.
it's 26 red cards. Check it out.
26, jeez.
26 red cards. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, man.
26.
Right. So we'll take 3 more questions, and then I think we'll probably wrap up, guys. I think it's probably a good time to wrap up.
Bertrand Font.
So we'll take 3 more questions, and then we'll wrap up.
That's probably how many yellows he's got.
Yeah.
Even that makes up to about each suspension, 456. That brings up to about what?
Mental player.
226, 228 red cards.
Yeah. So what questions we got? 3.
One of them
Nothing
is
comes to right now.
Get about 3 more
asks,
questions.
Melina asks, what's your favourite Ozil memory?
My favorite Özil memory. It hasn't happened yet because he's not left the club. So that would be my favorite Özil memory.
My favorite Ozil memory is when he leaves.
Yeah. I was going to say, when he goes, when we see him finally go.
When he takes his fanboys with him as well. I love it.
What's that, sorry?
We're going to lose like loads of fans. Well, they're not even Arsenal fans; they're just Ozil fans.
I don't care, mate. Listen, listen. Can I just say as well, if you're an Ozil lover, don't subscribe to this channel because you're probably not going to enjoy the content. I don't care. It's my opinion, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just. I'm an Arsenal fan, not an Ozil fan.
Bertrand's got a question. What's the naughtiest things you guys have done?
I don't think so. You want to go there, but
I don't think we're going to divulge that information. In public.
Define naughty.
Bertrand, PM. I'll get in touch with you, mate.
All right, let me answer this one. Because it's probably thinking that Ozil would do great for us, you know. That's probably the you know. Yeah,
so Ilyas Usman has come up with a question: are there any Arsenal players from the last decade that can make the Invincible squad?
Probably Sanchez and possibly Aubameyang.
Yeah, Aubameyang, I think maybe.
Probably Santi as well.
Yeah,
Cazorla, man. Cazorla was a baller.
Sorry to interrupt. I've just got a message through here on Twitter from Adam Brownie. He's going to be on the football terrace with Terry in 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting debate, man.
To do his rebuttal of the League Gunner episode. Yeah.
To do his what? To do his.
Oh, you don't know about that?
You know the football terrorist show, they just comes up with they come up with arguments and stuff like this, so it's going to be interesting, mate.
So who's on it? So Adam and who?
It'll just be Adam and Terry, I think. I don't think anybody else will be joining, at least I hope not, because it's supposed to be Adam doing his reply.
Reply to who? Well,
Lee Gunner. Basically, the tiff is, oh my God, we're going to spend a few minutes on this. Lee Gunner basically, after moving to Spain, Adam found out that he moved just a few minutes up the road from him, basically. He lives very close to where Adam lives. And Adam reached out to Lee Gunner to ask him, if he wants to have a beer, meet up, whatever, and maybe, can do some stuff together on the channel. And Lee Gunner basically didn't bother answering him, didn't really want anything to have to do with him. And then Adam sort of took that a bit, maybe the wrong way. But what also happened was, that whole Bavs thing, with Lee Gunner was being accused of being a racist and everything. So basically it was that, Adam reacted to that, thought Lee was a racist there. And then Lee Gunner sort of reacted to that and saying something, and then it was talking about something about taxes. They went on to something about paying taxes and stuff, and I think it's something to do with the NHS debate and all that, or the whole virus debate and everything, and players and all that. Yeah, that's to do with the players, Ozil wage cut and players' wage cut and everything. He was talking about taxes. He said here in Spain we all pay taxes, and Adam's pretty adamant and says he has evidence that Lee doesn't pay tax in Spain, and he's basically, that's why he's not back in Spain. That's why he's still in the UK, because he's not allowed into the Spain because he's not actually there registered as a proper resident. So he was having a go at Lee about that in the chat when Lee was on one of these live streams with Terry, and then Lee basically started digging him out live on the show and had a right go at him on the show. And it's just Adam saying because Terry has always said if someone has a go at someone else who's not there, that he's going to give that other person a chance to give a reply. So that's basically now Adam's going to have his reply on what happened there. Because Adam also made a video way back when he said that tax thing. Adam went and made a video which he shouldn't have done, where he basically accused Lee of a couple of things without thinking it through properly. But he's got some good replies, and he actually does have some good information. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's got his chance now to go on to Terry's show and give his reply to Lee, because Lee really had a a right dig at him, online. I mean, live on a stream without Adam being able to say anything because he wasn't there. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think on that note, it's probably a good time to wrap up. Listen, thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Thanks to everybody who's been watching this. Listen, it has been absolutely mad. This stream has been, the traffic on this stream has been really good. So I just also want to say to you guys, remember, anybody who's new who probably watches stream back, remember, please subscribe and hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that. And also I want to just quickly run through the panel. I'm going to start with you, Sam. Give your channel a shout out, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daniel, for having me on again. It's been really good. It's been real fun today, as it always is. Pleasure to be with you guys, and a pleasure to be with everyone in the chat. So many great people in the chat now taking part in the show. It's really good. Lovely to see. Yeah, my channel is Sam Greenwood TV on YouTube. I do some quizzes and Arsenal content. It's not really that much there at the moment, but there will be going forward a lot more, and we'll be doing some quizzes again soon. Mostly with these guys here involved on this panel, and maybe other people as well. Please drop by my channel, subscribe, like some of the videos. Would be great to help them get viewed. And on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm at 1980_Greenwood. So yeah, that'd be great. And thanks. I hope everyone stays safe.
Yeah, and Kevin, listen, mate, my co-host. Thanks for coming on. So I'll give you a chance to say your bit.
Yeah, guys, you can every time find me in the Blind Guna, and I would like to just wish everybody thanks for just joining in this live stream as well and putting up with some amazing and ridiculous chats in the stuff, for us to answer. You pretty much gave us a very hard time answering those questions, but we pretty much enjoy what we are doing. And as Daniel mentioned, I'm his co-host, so please give a like and subscribe to his channel. You can see me, Daniel, and Simpy and Sam, and most likely Omar in the coming future as well, So just come on and support us, and we just keep this channel growing, man, like day by day.
Yeah, and Omar, thanks for coming on, mate. I know you've got a channel, but you've not got any content on there at the moment. But listen, thanks for coming on. I know this is your second time on YouTube, and it is I know it's listen, it can be a nerve-wracking experience when you're doing it, when you're new to it. So listen, mate, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. I've actually enjoyed it, so yeah, I'll definitely come on next time.
Yeah, and I just want to say as well, I think especially in the stream as well, you've grown in confidence. Your confidence is even I can, and I'm sure the other guys will echo it as well. Your confidence is really growing. And Simpy, last but not least, give your channel a shout out, mate, and just tell where everybody can find you.
Yeah, cheers for having me on, Daniel. And yeah, good to be on this show again with Sam, Kevin, and Omar. Yeah, my channel is just Simpy141, same as my Twitter as well. And I do quizzes pretty much every Saturday with these guys and a couple of others as well. And then occasionally upload random videos or watch-alongs. So yeah, check them out.
Oh.
Yeah, and well, there you go, guys. That's it for today. I think we're going to be back tomorrow with a debate show at 3 p.m. Still yet to discuss what topics and stuff, but that's the Sunday football debate show. That potentially is going to be a regular feature because the football debate shows are pretty good. And then stay tuned. Listen, we're counting down the days now until the Premier League returns. There's not long to go. The 17th of June is when it all kicks off. And And yeah, the content is going to keep coming thick and fast, especially all the Arsenal content. And like I say as well, this channel is not just for Arsenal fans; it's for any football fan. We're going to be doing Premier League, general Premier League stuff as well. So any football fans, not just Arsenal fans, are most welcome on this channel. Well, until next time, guys, that's it. And it's going to be a goodbye from me and a goodbye from all the panel.
Goodbye, guys. Hit the likes.
Bye, guys. Bye.